At Academy Sports and Outdoors, bikes for the whole family are just a click away. Buy online at academy.com with our free in-store assembly. Your next set of wheels, plus helmets, pads, and water bottles will be waiting for you at our in-store pickup counter. Get to the fun faster with our in-store pickup and free assembly at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Once-in-a-lifetime conversation that you hear right now.
When you're in it, it's a lot different.
What is going on in here? What is going on?
I want to welcome everybody to the chat room, man. We watching this game. CTO, OBJ, I see Spice.
You ready?
Follow along, question things, ask us.
Want to watch the Falcons at Saints game on November 7th with Ricky Williams, Terrell Owens, and Lance Moore? HANG Streaming puts you in the virtual watch party with your sports heroes. Ask questions, get the inside scoop, and win gift cards from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Get your free ticket at letshang.live.
Come hang with me, and we'll watch the game together.
My daughter just asked, are you actually talking to a football player?
I am a retired football player.
The fact that you came and hung out with us on your bye week is a really big deal.
Thank you, everyone that was here hanging out with us. Really appreciate you guys and the questions, and I really had a blast. I can't thank you guys enough.
Who would you have in your dream hang?
Halle Berry.
You're without question one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history.
I've been texting Andy Reid to bring me in for a workout, man. I'm dead serious.
We're good buddies.
How you doing?
You guys think this Braves team can win it all?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Bobby Cox is the best ever. Bobby had one set of rules: be on time, play hard, and don't embarrass the Braves.
Would you go pinkies together on that catch?
The most safe way is pinkies together.
Be for real. That catch against the Cowboys, right? You know what I'm talking about. It was offensive pass interference, wasn't it? Don't lie.
Nah, he was leaning too hard on me, so I dipped my shoulder like that. That's when he fell.
One of the most important stats in football, I think, is third down efficiency.
When I'm out there on the field, I'm like, all right, where's 10? Where's 87?
I remember when my shoulder would come out, I learned how to pop it back in. On the field.
This game is predicated on speed, and speed kills.
In the NFL, it's a production business.
I knew if I could make it back on the football field, I could do anything.
Is that your weight room?
Yeah,
We're going to join Steve Avery for Hang. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
It's going to be fun to watch a baseball game with a bunch of different Braves fans.
But it was an inspiring performance by Dak Prescott. Last night during the game, we caught up with Jason Witten.
How do you think he's looked entering this game with, the injuries and all that?
I think he looks good. I have nothing but respect for him.
Academy has made this free, but y'all know we should be paying for this greatness, right?
You just won $250 from Academy Sports.
Whoa!
Whoa! For Christmas! Congratulations, Chris.
Eric Clapp.
We give this thing away?
If you have any sports fans you're shopping for Academy, don't forget they have an amazing holiday gift guide.
We got our grill from Academy Sports. If you want a good grill for a good price, a lot of Academy Sports. Yeah.
Need a new grill? Academy Sports and Outdoors is the destination for all your outdoor cooking needs. With our huge range of pre-assembled grills and smokers, plus seasonings and fuels, just buy online at academy.com and pick up in-store quickly with our free in-store assembly. So you can keep those grilling plans with the ones you love. Shop now at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I have Brandon here with me now. We got so many folks in here. This is exciting. All right, guys. Welcome to Hang. We are so excited to watch this 49ers Cowboys game. It's going to be fantastic. We have an awesome lineup of Cowboys legends from the 95 Super Bowl. We have Tom Sanders, Gerald Johnson is going to be here, Charles Haley, Larry Brown. We're going to have so many people to have great conversations with today. I do want to mention, Troy and I are going to be keeping this party going throughout the entire game. But I have a few tips for you guys. To have the best experience possible, you guys are going to want to stay on mute. Right? So make sure you hit that mute button so we can't hear all the on in the background. But when you do have a question, you can go ahead and put it in the chat, and then Troy or myself will have you come up with, and that will be able to have all these great conversations and ask questions. So make sure you hit that mute button. And we're gonna get started. Everybody is about to come in. This is gonna be great. I do want to give a quick shout out to Academy Sports and Outdoors for making this hang free. These conversations, guys, are gonna be amazing. So, this is a good thing that they made this free for us today. And we have some gift cards that we're gonna give out. So make sure you're ready with all your trivia knowledge. And Troy, do I have you in here with me so we can get this started?
Do is wear you down so that offense of Dallas stay on the field. Jimmy Garoppolo has been hot. He's been playing well for quite a few weeks, but everybody's
I hear
waiting.
some people with their mute buttons still unmuted, guys. I promise we will get all of the questions.
You have me now, Kat?
I do. I hear you. Yeah, you've joined me.
There we go. How are you doing?
So good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I am excited for this hang today. I want to welcome everyone to the hang, enjoying the moment that we're about to have, because this is going to be, without question, an experience that you've never experienced before in your life. So everyone that's in the chat, that's here, thank you guys for joining us. We are going to kick off this first quarter in just a second. But first, like Kat said, make sure you mute your mic, because we want to enjoy this experience during this virtual watch party between the Cowboys and Niners. Plus, while you are also in the chat, go ahead and throw out where you're from. I would like to know where everyone is collectively coming together for this incredible moment. So go ahead and put your chat where you're from so we can all know where everyone's at across America. Like I said, in this first quarter, you are about to be amazed with this 95 Super Bowl reunion we have. We have primetime Deion Sanders, Daryl Moose Johnston, Charles Haley, Larry Brown, MVP, is going to be joining us from the Super Bowl as well. This is going to be one hell of a time. So it's great. Now let's see if we can go ahead and try to catch up with some of the guys. And before we get there, let's go and give shout outs right now. Arkansas is in the house. Atlanta's in the house. Darren in Michigan is in the house as well. I see Dana from Maryland joining us as well. A lot of people are jumping in to this chat as we are hanging out with Hang. And a big shout out once again to Academy Sports and Outdoors. What a great time. Primetime Deion Sanders. How are you doing, sir? Oh, I see you talking. Got to unmute you, but you'll be good. Yeah, Deion's going to be joining us in just 1 second as we get him set up. Shout out to Stanley Charles in Miami. By the way, speaking of Miami, we just added someone to this incredible virtual watch party today. Jalen Waddle. That's right, the rookie wide receiver from the Miami Dolphins. He's going to join us during the third quarter of today's virtual watch party. So that should be really, really fun. Going through some of the other people. And once again, join the chat. Go ahead and put over there in the chat where you guys are from, where you're watching. Also, throw out some of your predictions. What do you think is going to happen today between this Cowboy squad going up against the Niners? Some people are kind of dismissing the Niners. Probably wasn't the matchup everyone was looking for. You're looking for Cowboys, Cardinals, but instead you're looking for Cowboys, Niners. So go ahead and throw out your requests and your predictions of what you may experience from today's game. All right. More people joining the chat here on Hang. And once again, we will be joined by Deion Sanders, Daryl Moose Johnston, Charles Haley, and Larry Brown in the first quarter alone. There's going to be many more people joining us today. Jay Novacek, Jason Witten is going to join the party. And two more Hall of Famers. How about Terrell Owens? This is once again an experience never experienced before. So congratulations to you for joining us, and congratulations for making it to this this incredible time that we're going to have today.
We have Larry in the room.
Oh, Larry Brown, are you there? Let's see if we can get Larry.
I see you talking, but you're on mute.
Yep. Larry Brown. That's right, 9-year-old child whose voice I just heard. That's right, Larry Brown. Larry, in fact, if you click on that little microphone button, you'll be able to unmic yourself. So we'll pop you on here as well.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, Larry Brown.
There we go, baby. I'm learning technology.
I love it. I love it so much. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
Awesome. That's great. So, hey, by the way, look at that setup. Look, now see, that's an office that I can be definitely envious of right there. That is awesome.
My wife did this. I had nothing to do with it. I'm not going to overtake credit for it. So she put this together, and you know, all I had to do was sit down, Troy.
Hey, the wives do everything.
Off the table.
That's right. The wives do everything.
They do miracles.
That's right. Yeah, Larry Brown joining us. We're still waiting for Deion Sanders. Moose is going to be popping on here as well, and Charles Haley. And a quick reminder, everyone joining us, pop over in that chat. Go ahead and throw out those predictions for Cowboys, Niners, where you're coming from. Mute your mic as well, and then we're going to get to you and have a chance to interact with some of the guys today. And, by the way, Larry, Deion's going to be popping on here, and we're going to have some fun talking to Deion. And we're also having fun talking about that 95. What was it like for you once Deion came to the squad, and how did that impact your role with the Cowboys?
Well, I'm going to refer to him now as Coach Prime.
There you go.
An outstanding job. It's Coach Prime to me now. But Deion made it fun, man. You know, Deion showed me a lot. I learned so much from him about how to go about your business and just to be a professional and to enjoy the ride. And, I just learned a lot from Deion as a football player, as a businessman, just an incredible dude, man. And it was a pleasure to have the opportunity to play with him.
Yeah, Deion is, you think of guys like Deion, you think of guys like Terrell Owens, who's going to join us later on during this hang. And people think of the misconceptions of their personalities and who they are. But as a team player, he's definitely one of your favorites, right?
No doubt. And with Deion, a lot of people don't know, man, Deion does a lot off the field that he don't talk about. You know, Deion would have dinners once a week. We all get out to go have dinner. He made sure the guys had a chance to get to know each other. It wasn't all about prime time, the football player. You know, when Deion got saved and was hosting Bible studies at his home and recruiting guys over there to join, he did so much, and guys don't know that side of it. But Deion's a great person, and he's doing a great job coaching. And I'm just very proud of what he's doing down there at Jackson State. And, I mean, in a short period of time to turn that thing around the way that he has, Coach Prime, I'm not surprised. Right.
Yeah, he's doing great things. I'm a big college football guy. I went to Texas A&M, and now
he's an Aggie, baby.
I'm an Aggie, baby. I'm an Aggie. I can't dismiss myself from that, and I'm not going to. But I do have a little bone to pick with Deion about that. We'll get to that as we're still waiting for Deion Sanders to join us, Daryl Moose Johnston as well, and Charles Haley. The 95 Super Bowl reunion, as we like to call it, for this first quarter. They're going to be popping on in just a second. But once again, thanks to everyone else that's joining us today for this virtual watch party with Hang. And it is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. And we're also minutes away from, well, not only just party getting going, but also Cowboys, Niners game.
Let's go, Cowboys.
About the Cowboys-Niners game.
All right, baby.
There we go. What's your early thoughts about the game, Larry?
Well, I think it's going to be a good game. Obviously, in 49ers, Cowboys, if you can't get up for this game, there's nothing to get up for.
Go Cowboys!
So go Cowboys, baby. So I'm hoping my boy Dak and everybody come play today. Let's go. It's time to make that run. It's time to get back to Super Bowl.
Go Cowboys!
Right.
Cowboys.
That is not working.
That's not working?
That's not working.
Tell you what, we're getting it working.
Go Cowboys!
We have a lot of people behind the scenes. They're going to
Larry, can I have an autograph?
It's 49.
I'm going to sign it on screen.
Boys in the house.
Let's go.
To get going, just a quick reminder. If you're part of the chat right now, go ahead and mute your mic, because we're going to collect everyone's questions, get everyone together. So make sure your mic is muted, and that way we can make sure to get Prime in here, Charles Haley as well, and also Daryl Moose Johnston. So we're waiting for all those guys to jump on in just a little bit. Let's see. Moose, are you there, by the way? Daryl Moose Johnston. I think Moose is there. Moose, are you there? Maybe his mic is muted. I see Deion Sanders. Deion, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, prime time. Oh, you know what?
Prime.
Let's go Niners, baby. Right. That's right. Coach Pratt.
Prime. Coach Prime. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm just trying to see how this thing is going to play out.
Sanders. How you doing, Dion? Nice
What's going
to
on,
meet
man?
you, buddy.
Good to meet
Go
you.
Niners. Let's go.
Join your football team.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Coach Pratt. What's happening?
What's up, baby? I like the chain, man.
You like it, man? What about them VBS right there?
Hey, Coach Prime, how you doing tonight? Prime, what's up, Prime?
How
Hey,
you doing?
Dion. Hey, Dion. I'm here.
What's going on, Dion?
How you doing, everybody? I'm going to have a good time.
What's good?
Who you got?
Dion Sanders.
Niners.
Hold on, I'm trying to get brother.
Use this to recruit.
Hey, got Dion.
Bring it back.
Oh, Niners.
He may use this as recruiting.
Hey, I'm using this to recruit, man. I promise you that.
Time.
Yeah,
Hey, it seems like you don't need no help with recruiting, Brian. Now they're recruiting, baby.
Always do better.
Time. Who you got? Cowboys or Niners?
Let me FaceTime my phone.
Cowboys or Niners, Dion? Cowboys or Niners?
I just think the Cowboys are going to win today.
Hey, baby.
Ooh, no.
The 49ers.
That boo, Prime. Come on, Coach.
Why would you pick the 49ers and you play for the Cowboys?
Oh, I'm picking the Cowboys. No.
I said the Cowboys are going to win.
I thought you said the 49ers, Coach. I'm sorry.
Dion.
Oh.
Larry, get with it, Larry. Come on, get with
There
it,
we go.
Larry.
He's
Cowboys,
gonna get
baby.
you.
Cowboys.
Hey, everyone that's involved in the hang today, make sure you guys mute your mic because we want to make sure to hear from Dion. We're going to hear from Larry. So for Daryl Johnston, as well as Charles Haley to jump on as well. So make sure everyone mutes their mic because we want everyone to enjoy the conversation, not talk all over each other. So make sure you mute your mic. As the game's already underway right now at AT&T Stadium, Cowboys and Niners. By the way, Dion, you talked about using this as a recruiting tool, and I've got to say, as an A&M Aggie, I was pretty excited to have the #1 recruiting class this year. But everyone was talking about your school, which obviously.
Yeah. First and foremost, how does someone determine they have the #1 recruiting class? Like that's just like saying someone that has a great draft. You don't know if they have a great draft until the guys actually play football, until they prove to what they've done. We don't know if we're going to have a great recruiting class until these recruits will prove what they're going to do. That always amazed me how someone says they have this type of class and that type of class. And you can't just quantify high school players anymore because you got to have the grad transfers. You got to add in the guys that's in a portal. It's no way to quantify who has the best class because barely anybody's taking kids from high school now.
True, but you guys, I mean, when you guys acquired Travis Hunter, that was amazing for your squad and amazing for your school. And my question is, what do you think this says about NCAA athletics and even what it says about HBCU athletics with this kind of class that you have coming in?
Well, the NCAA somebody need to go up there and check them because the rules are not balanced. So we can't do some of the things the Power Fives and PWIs can do. So we should have different guidelines and different rules. When someone like who is it? Texas say they're going to pay each lineman $50,000. You know, whoever signs the NIL, we can't compete with that. You know?
Right.
We can't compete with that. And some of these guys, what they're getting just to sign, I know because I'm in this line of work. And it's astronomical, and you can't compete with those things. But a parent that sells a kid or a trainer that sells a kid to a college for financial purposes it's never going to work out like it's supposed to be. It's never going to work out.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good insight. Let's see. It looks like the Niners are driving a little bit right here. Larry, I'm curious. What's your thoughts on this Cowboys secondary and what they've been doing this year?
Well, I think they've done a good job. Obviously, Trayvon Diggs is balling out, doing very well. I think the safeties have played well. They led the league in turnovers. They're doing their job. I think this game's going to come down to how the officials decide to call it. You know, the officials are deciding games now. So if they let them play and the way they need to let them play and be a little physical, I think Cowboys should win this game.
Yeah, and what do you see, Dion, in the difference between the secondary that plays not only for the Cowboys, but just in general, the NFL secondary today compared to when you guys were on that 95 Super Bowl run?
Well, it's tougher on the guys today because you can't touch a guy. And it gets to the point now where it's third and long. You can just throw the ball up for grabs, and it's going to be a pass interference or something. These guys that are playing today, they are up under extreme pressure because the rules are different, which favors the offense tremendously. But it's a tough game. I don't like to compare times and this player and that player, but it's a tough game. But let me tell you something, they just ran this ball down the Cowboys' throat. And I'm picking the Cowboys to win, but let me tell you something. Shanahan is one of the most brilliant minds in offensive coaching today.
Or now.
He just proved that he just shredded this defense. And if they keep giving up like this, it's going to be a long day. The Cowboys got to answer, man.
Elijah Mitchell just made it into the end zone right now. San Fran takes the early lead in this game. And I know Daryl Moose Johnson is now joining us here on this hang. Moose, how you doing, man? Fine.
Is this working?
We hear you. We hear everyone else. Make sure to mute your mic as we are continuing this hang right now. Virtual watch party brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. And man, Moose, it looks like San Fran just marched down that field with ease against this Cowboys defense.
Yeah, one of those situations that you probably talked about all week long, and then worst case scenario happens. Kind of like Devin Hester in the Super Bowl, right? Takes the opening kickoff back. That was the one thing that Indianapolis couldn't let happen when they played Chicago. So, very similar to that. I think that was everybody's concern coming into the game was how physical San Francisco was in the run game, and not just their offensive line, but their skill players, their wide receivers. I love the technique they have on the end of line with Juszczyk and Kittle or Debo. It's fun to watch for me. I really enjoy it. Kyle Shanahan does a great job getting really creative with his run game. So that was my fear today. I was hoping that they would put Micah Parsons at the middle linebacker position and put Van Der Esch on the edge and just let Micah kind of flow either direction because it's usually that smaller guy that's coming in to crack that middle linebacker. But when you're on the edge, when you're trying to set that edge, you're going to have Kittle, who if he isn't the best blocking tight end in the NFL today, he's right there with everybody. You got Juszczyk coming in motion. They're going to do they're going to pull guards on you. So that edge setter is going to have two guys on him. So I would have liked to have seen Micah kind of move back in the middle and just let him use his athleticism and flow.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising right now what San Fran was about to do right there.
Yeah, that's what happens with that run game. And now everything comes off of that. Kyle Shanahan does a run game meeting on Friday. So they would have done this on Friday, and he gets the whole offense together and kind of shows them how the game plan is going to play out based on the success of the run game. And everything comes off of that. So for them to go down the field on the opening drive and be able to run the ball as efficiently as they did, that means now here comes all the play action off of that. So, the next time they get the ball, they've got to be careful now. They're not overcommitting. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to throw. He only throws to the center of the field. It's all that RPO stuff. So he's not really getting outside the hash, definitely not outside the numbers. So, how do they clog the middle of the field now to stop that passing game since they were so effective on the run?
Gotcha. We're, of course, being joined by Daryl Moose Johnson, Deion Primetime Sanders, Super Bowl MVP Larry Brown on Hang as we're watching this virtual watch party brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. I'm curious, let me go to you, Larry. What is your best memory before the game? Obviously, I know what your memory is of the game there in Arizona. What's your best memory before the game as you guys were preparing for Super Bowl 30 with the other guys on the team?
I think I wanted to break curfew, and Deion Sanders carried me out of there and made me go to the room. So that's a good memory. No, I think my best memory, I tell this all the time. It's a story I tell about Deion. I'm in the room with Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, and Emmitt Smith. And they're having this discussion about if you win Super Bowl MVP. And I think Deion wanted to up the money. He's like, look, hey, they hadn't upped the money in about 10 years. If you win Super Bowl MVP, hey, don't do the commercial. He says, Mike, are you in? Mike's like, yes. He says, Emmitt, are you in? Yes. I'm sitting over here in the corner. This conversation really ain't got nothing to do with me at all. And then Deion says, Larry, are you in? And I don't know why he asked me that, but to appease him, I said, yeah, probably. I'm good. I'm good because I'm not winning those Super Bowl MVP with Deion Sanders and Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith and guys like that. It ain't happening. So, so I messed around and get the MVP, and Deion staring at me. And you talk about peer pressure. Like, what you gonna do? And I was in a really bad position because I never should have been in that room in the first place while they're discussing MVPs. And I ended up in there. So I didn't do the Disney thing.
Gotcha. We like to have what we call these fun out there content moments. It's brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. And since we're talking about that 95 team in the Super Bowl, let me ask you, Deion, what was your funnest memory leading up to the Super Bowl? Because during the game, obviously, it is all business. But was there that one fun moment that you recall from Super Bowl 30?
No, not really. It wasn't, it's not. Once I look back on it, I didn't have one fun moment. I do recall that conversation, and I was so proud of Larry. And then I was mad at Larry because he should have done what he needed to do to be what he needed to be because he deserved it.
I'm not prime time.
Yeah, I wanted to just take the money up to a whole nother level. But no, I don't have one just glaring moment that I was proud of, but I knew we would win. I knew we would win by margin, and I just wanted to have a good time, really. We had a great time that week. We really had a great time that week. That team there, they practiced hard, and a percentage of the team partied hard as well. So that's one memory that I do have. We on both ends of the stick, it was a good time.
And of course, Daryl, I'm assuming you were the biggest party animal of them all. Am I right?
Yeah. I was trying to get Larry to break curfew with me.
No, Deion was responsible. I was trying to break curfew. Deion wasn't having it. He's like, nah, he had
serious?
Black Bear come get me and carry me out of there.
Hey, Larry looked me right now and said, no, I'm staying. I was like, no, dog, come on, man. You got to come on back. Come on back.
I was having a good time.
Yeah. Larry wanted to fight that night.
Really?
Yeah.
My gosh. Man, this is a good time. And by the way, welcome everyone that's joining us for Hang. This is just the first quarter. We still have a whole game ahead of us, and we still have other guys joining us later on today. Jason Witten, Jay Novacek, Andre Reed is going to be popping in very shortly as well. Drew Pearson. Who else is coming on here? Jalen Waddle. We just got the rookie from Miami join us, Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Packers. This is an experience for all of us. So thank you guys for joining us for what we're doing right now. Hey, Kat, go ahead.
Let me ask the guys a question. Were you guys on the early bus? Did you guys take the early bus over? Or were you the late?
I never took the early bus, Bruce.
I never took the early bus.
I didn't want to be there.
Bus.
I was always late bus guy. I didn't even, I hated to even stretch. Like I hated even, how most guys go out before the game and run around. Yeah. I ain't do none of that. Like when I'm out, I'm ready to play. I'm not going out before the game to run routes and then catch the ball and be seen. No, I'm ready to go play. When I go out, I'm ready to play.
All right. So this is something that you guys missed because this was the early bus. So we get on the early bus and there's this guy on the early bus that nobody really recognizes. We just kind of walk by and sit down and everything. And we get to the stadium and, everybody gets off the bus. We walk in. This guy walks in with us. He's in the locker room kind of walking around and everything. And Mike McCord comes up to me. He goes, hey, DJ, he goes, do you know this guy? And I'm like, no, but he was on the bus at the hotel. We just figured he's part of the entourage coming into the stadium. He goes, man, I've been asking people and nobody knows who he is. So Mike walks up to me, he goes, excuse me. He goes, who are you? He goes, man, I'm a fan. I got on the bus at the hotel and just rode over with the guys. And I'm in the locker room right now before the Super Bowl. Mike's like, holy shit. He goes, get out of here. He was in our locker room pregame.
Never knew that story, man.
Ask Mike McCord the next time you see him.
So an actual Cowboys fan was just like on the bus. I mean,
On the bus. Got on the bus at the hotel. Rode over to the stadium, walked into the locker room, was hanging out.
Did he look like a lineman? He just looked
No,
like...
he didn't look like a football player. I thought it was somebody's brother or, it's his family from somebody that just hopped on the early bus.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Kat, are you there?
I'm here. What's going on? This has been such a good conversation so far. I didn't want to interrupt.
Honestly, I feel like I've been the biggest Cowboys fan in my 43 years on this earth. I've never heard that story before. That's an amazing story right there.
Never heard that story before.
That's amazing. Kat's going to be joining us here for this hang, and we're going to be asking trivia questions during the game. So if you're right now joining us for the chat, just know we have some trivia questions coming up, courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors. Your chance to win some gift cards. So that's always awesome. You guys are watching this game right now. I'll go to you, Dion. Looks like Micah is walking the sidelines with a trainer, and Jimmy and the Niners are back on the field with a 7-0 lead. What do you think is going through the mind of some of these players right now? You're playing at home. You're favored to win this game, and you're already down 7-0 in this first quarter.
First of all, you got to understand these are different times and different ages. These guys don't understand the moment. They don't understand how big playoffs are, how like it comes down to one play. They don't understand the moment. So this game could go either way. You never know because who's the youngest team out there? Moose probably has all this information. And who's more apt and have the most veterans out there that's at least been in the league enough to understand if you don't capitalize on this moment, you may never make it back to this place.
Right? Dan Marino goes to the Super Bowl his rookie year, loses. You figure he's going to get back there again at some point. Never made it back again. Never ever made it back again. That's concerning to me right now. Is that 3rd and 10? Prime, that was outside the numbers by Jimmy Garoppolo, which is rare, very rare. So that means that Jimmy Garoppolo is feeling it a little bit, throwing the ball as well.
Shanahan is a great coordinator, man. Like Shanahan, this guy is good. You can say what you want about the big games, whatever, but he can run a offense like no other. He really can. And if Garoppolo just does his job halfway, they're going to have a lot of success in this game. Garoppolo is the only question mark, really, with this team.
I agree.
They run the ball down.
I think we should see if we have some folks in the chat who want to ask some questions because I want to get y'all involved in talking to everybody who's here to talk to you. I know I saw first George had a question when we were talking about our curfews. Chris, do you want to come off of mute and ask your question real quick? I don't know where he is, but it looks like he doesn't want to come off mute. Well, we were talking about curfews, Dion and Daryl and Larry. What was the curfew back then? What curfew were you trying
to we had team leaders and they made the curfew. I don't think coaches made the curfew. I think guys like Moose and Troy and those kind of guys make the curfew.
We were 11 o'clock room check. We're supposed to be in the room at 11 o'clock.
That's not so bad.
And Larry, can you fight for me? Contrary to what they believe, I was not an out guy who stayed out all night. I did not do that.
As a matter of fact,
contrary to persona, contrary to public persona, that was not me.
I don't mean this in a negative way. Dion was the biggest square you could be around. Okay. Everywhere we went, he fell asleep. He didn't drink like some of us did. We'd go to Vegas. He lose $5. He's going to the room. Dion was a square. I don't mean that negatively. Okay.
Thank you.
So if you're trying to have a great time drinking and doing it, Dion wasn't the guy to go to. As a matter of fact, when he got saved, Dion was trying to save our souls. We didn't want to hear that from him. Dion said, Bible study this house. Okay. So, Dion made sure we got together. We ate 2 or 3 times a week together. He did so much. And that's the side people don't know. And he don't talk about it. And he don't like people talking about him. but that's the real Deion. I always say there's Deion, the football player, then there's the real Deion. The real Deion wants you to get better, be a better person, go home, be responsible. And I'm not just making this. Deion Sanders had me carried out of a club the night before I won Super Bowl MVP. And there's no telling what I would have done.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
That's prime time.
You,
That's
I
the real
appreciate
prime.
that, man.
That's the truth. It's
Awesome.
the truth. That's the real prime.
That's awesome. These are great stories. I'm enjoying this so much. Thanks everyone for joining us for the hang. If you haven't muted your mic, go ahead and mute your mic. We're going to get to your questions. In fact, one of the questions that's being thrown out right now, Deion, Jonathan, over in the chat. We talked about your coaching and what you're doing in college right now, but do you see yourself in the NFL anytime soon?
No, never. I don't want to coach in the NFL. No,
Never.
I'm too much of a disciplinary. I'm too much of a we're gonna work our butts off. We're gonna do it. These are different guys nowadays. They're not like the way it used to be. Like we took pride. If we made 300,000, we wanted to earn it. If we made $1 million, we wanted to earn it. It's not like that anymore at that level. I love the college guys where you can still have a tremendous impact on their lives, on the way they live, on the way they think. Pros are totally different nowadays. Guys break a nail and they will be out for 3 weeks.
Really?
I am. He's on it every week and doing a great job at what he does, and I'm a fan of his as well. But he make it validate. It's a different game, man. It's different guys playing today.
They want to feel 100%, and Deion's going to tell you you don't feel 100% after day one of training camp. That's it. It's downhill, and you're hanging on the rest of the season. So if we were to skip a game because we would have never played.
Never.
I mean, we were carrying all kinds of injuries into the month of December, into the month of getting ready for playoff time. You hadn't felt good since early October. So the one thing I do hear about the guys today is from a mental framing, that standpoint of, for me to be able to go out on that field and perform at a high level, I've got to feel good. And that's just, that's hard. That's hard to do in the game of football. You don't really feel all that great, after training camp back in the old days. Now the new training camp's a little bit different.
We're going to get to a question from Kat in just 1 second, but Deion, you're talking about coaching the kids today. What's it like coaching your kid?
It's great. First and foremost, I've coached them their whole careers. I mean, since they started football and all the way up, and Larry can attest to that. He had a wonderful league that we actually played in as well. But it's a joy to see your kids mature and grow up and become men right before your eyes. Now, my daughter's a basketball player. She's a senior in high school. She's getting ready to most likely go to Jackson State as well to play basketball. So I have 3 kids on campus, and then my other 2 kids visit all the time to see their siblings play ball and participate. So it's a joy. It really is to be able to raise them right there on hand.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Kat, do we have some questions in the chat for the guys?
It's a really nice message. And Mario, if you are still on, did you want to come off of mute and give your message to Coach Prime? Because I saw your note in the chat and I feel like he'd love to hear it from you directly. Mario, are you there? Go ahead. You can go ahead and give your message to Coach Sanders.
Coach Prime, I attended Jackson State, man. I appreciate everything you're doing, man. I really appreciate it. Continue to do what you're doing, and even no matter how long you stay and if you leave, I appreciate everything you've done for our school.
I appreciate you, man. Why everybody trying to push me out? I just said my daughter's probably gonna come this year. Everybody trying to get me to go to Power 5, and I just said my daughter's on her way. Like, I don't understand. I'm just joking with you, man. I appreciate you too. The best is yet to come. We're doing a lot of things that's tremendous. I had a whole Zoom meeting with the whole entire team today because we start workouts on Tuesday. And it was a joy to see some of the new faces, including Travis Hunter and some of the other signees that we had. It's tremendous. I love these kids. That's how I started off. We started off with a prayer, but I can't wait to get back healthy so I could get out there on 2 feet and coach my butt off, man. I love it.
Awesome. That's
I'm
great.
ready for next season too, man.
That's a great.
You get a ticket. Make sure you get a ticket to the home games, please.
gonna be there. I was there all this year.
Not just the classics, the games, all the home games. All right.
I drove to Itabena. I drove to Valley. I was there for Valley.
Man, I appreciate you, my man.
Part of Hang. That's the part of this virtual party is that you guys can interact with the sports fans and do the cool things. So that's awesome, Mario. In fact, I want to get some other people involved right now as we're doing this Hang, and it's brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Kat, let's do a trivia question while we have time. I'm going to throw out a trivia question in the chat. Go ahead and put your answer, and then Kat's going to grab a winner for us, and you're going to get an Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card. Today's trivia question for this quarter, because we're going to do it throughout the game, so make sure you stick around. The Cowboys' first playoff win in the march to the Super Bowl, their Super Bowl 30, came against the Eagles. Who scored the first touchdown in the game? Was it A, Daryl Moose Johnston, B, Deion Sanders, C, Jay Novacek, who will join us next quarter, or D, Troy Aikman? A, Moose, B, Prime, C, Jay Novacek, D, Troy Aikman. Put your answer in the chat section, and Kat's going to grab us a winner in just 1 minute as I'm looking up at the game right now, and it's San Fran 10, Cowboys.
My chat to work.
Wow. This game is not turning out the way it should be. Larry, you're watching this game with us. What are you seeing from this Cowboys squad and this defense that's allowing them to give up points right now?
First of all, you got to get stops. Bottom line, this playoff, and you got to have urgency. You know, this is a game. This, as Deion said and Daryl said, understand the moment, understand your window, understand what you're playing for, and so you want to go out there and leave it like that. You had to know that it wasn't going to roll over for you. You know, so. It's still early. They still got time, but they have to start getting some stops.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now. So the Cowboys are trying to march down the field, and they're in their own the Cowboys only have -2 total yards right now in this game. So it's not turning out the way it should.
Let me tell you something about this game, man. This is the difference. And Moose, where you at, my man? Moose was probably Larry. You can attest to this. When we played the game, you never questioned, was Mike going to show up? Was Emmett going to show up? Was that offensive line, Moose and those guys was going to show up in the game? You never questioned, was Charles Haley and Larry on the other side, which they had an extreme amount of pressure playing on other corner opposite of me. And you never questioned who was going to show up to do their jobs. You never questioned that. But now there seems to be a question. If this guy does this, if this guy do that, why is there always an if?
Okay, can I reply to that, Deion?
Yeah, please, because I'm sick of these ifs.
But here's the true story. On any great team, the stars set the tempo. That's Deion, that's Moose, that's Troy. And everybody's going to follow suit based on them. I've never heard Daryl Johnson talk about his press clippings. I've never heard Deion Sanders talk about his press clippings and what people thought of him and what they said. They came ready, focused, and ready to go to work. And they expected the same out of you. So what motivated me is I didn't want to be in that huddle looking at Deion and Charles Haley if I wasn't getting it done. I didn't want to see Daryl Johnson come off that field looking at me. So there's accountability, and your stars set that tone. It's not the average players. It's the stars. It's the Deion Sanders, the Emmets, the Troys, the Daryl Johnsons. That's what gets everybody else in the line ready to go.
Yeah. The best teams have their best players play their best football in the biggest games. And that's what our group did. But I always take it a little bit farther. When you do something unique like we did when you win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years for the first time ever in the NFL, there's something unique about that group. And I always felt the unique thing about us was we kind of transcended the relationship of teammates. And really, we talk about football as your second family. Those teams, we were brothers. And I've always thought that was the thing that separated us. Were we talented? Absolutely. Look how many Hall of Famers come off those teams. But it was that other component along with the fact that those guys were very talented football players. And again, getting back to what Larry and Deion said, our best players on those teams played their best football in the biggest games.
That's a thing that I was going to bring up as we're watching the Cowboys. They're already doing.
Well, at least I got you on my side here. I thought I was gonna get
throwing
beat
the ball
down.
backwards. It's getting out of hand. Make sure if you're joining us on the virtual watch party right now to have your mic muted, because we're going to get to some of the answers and questions and everything for these guys. And all of this brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Speaking of which, Kat, do we have a winner from the trivia question?
Sure do. And I really hope I don't butcher this name. So you're going to have to come off mute when I say it. But the answer was Deion Sanders. Duh. And Del DeCarlio Walkie.
Hold on. Is that true?
Punt return? Did you get a punt return?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Sound is kind of dragging for some reason.
I don't think that's true.
Is it not true? I was told
that
was
it's true.
I was told it was you.
Okay, give me the question. I don't think that's true.
Okay. Troy, ask him the question one more time and let's see if
I may have to
Deion
sign
remembers
off and
this
come
play
back on because I can't hear
Here's the
anything.
question. All right, here's the question. The Cowboys' first playoff win in the march to Super Bowl 30 came against the Eagles. Who scored the first touchdown in that game?
Might have been you, Prime. It
I
might be you.
I don't remember what Super Bowl 30. I ain't playing but two, but I don't remember the numbers. I don't remember the digits of it.
That's the one in Tempe.
I think I remember the play too, but go ahead.
No, was it a playoff game?
It's a playoff game. It was the first game against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were saying at the Eagles. I thought I heard they're in Philly. I'd never played a playoff game in Philly.
That's what I thought I heard. Yeah, they always came to our place.
Yeah, but I didn't think that was a first quarter. It was a reverse. I don't think that was a first quarter. I didn't think we called a first quarter reverse.
The second quarter.
So we didn't score to the second quarter?
Yeah, we were down. we were tied 3-3 in the second quarter, and you had your reverse.
Yeah.
We went up 10-3.
You would have never guessed that. You enlightened me. Kat, you enlightened me. I didn't know that.
It's a good
when
you
said
couldn't play
I heard
trivia
all
anyway.
the names. I thought it would be Moose. You know, I thought it would be something unlikely. Like, okay, you're thinking Emmett, you're thinking Troy, Jay. Okay, get a ball to Moose down in the goal line. I thought it was something like that. I didn't know.
I was more unlikely than you.
They gave it to you every once in a while, Moose.
Well, since there was a little bit of debate about the answer to the question, I didn't even pull the card, but I pulled the card now, and I hope I really didn't butcher that name too terribly, but you have won a $250 gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. So congratulations. Who said what? Was that you, Troy?
It was me. We're doing $250 gift cards?
Hey,
you
got to know your trivia.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
the
your
wrong answer.
trivia.
That's the wrong answer.
That's awesome.
Del DeCarlio Walkie, congratulations to you. And we're going to do some more of these trivias throughout the rest of the game. So make sure you're up on your trivia, you guys.
And that is crazy. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, I'm having to look up facts over here. Yeah, Deion Sanders 21-yard rush, and that gave the Cowboys a 10-3 lead at the time. I'm here looking this stuff up. Daryl, you're remembering these things. Do you guys just
Moose, don't forget.
Moose, do you just always have that ingrained in your brain to remember plays from like 20, 25 years ago?
I can't find my wallet in the morning, but I can remember a play from 1995. That part. Where are my keys at? I don't know, but I can tell you what happened in that game against Green Bay in 1994. It's bizarre. I mean, it's bizarre, and you can almost play. I've heard this from a number of guys that are the same way. If you get talking about a game, you can start to replay that entire game inside your head.
Yeah, you can. But let me tell you what I can't believe. First and foremost, I don't know a teammate that didn't love Moose and admire Moose and adore him because he was selfless. He was just unbelievable. He was just a great guy to know and to play with. And even after, our careers are over, he's still a phenomenal guy. But I never saw it coming that Moose would be the television personality he is, and he would be one of the most colorful, one of the best dressed men on television. Larry, did you see that coming? There's no way.
You
know,
DJ and I used to have a lot of conversations, and just like you, Prime, honestly, I figured whatever you guys decided to go through, you're going to be successful because both of you guys, and I'm not just saying that, are committed at a level to what you do. And I saw that talking to DJ coming up and his approach to the game, how he went about his business. So when I found out he started doing broadcasting, I knew he was going to be successful. Same thing with you. People don't know you've been coaching kids since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. Forever. This isn't nothing new for you. And I say this all the time, and I'm not just saying this to blow smoke. People make things about you when you've made it about the kids. And I've always said I hope that Deion can manage that because you've always made it about the kids. They make it about Prime. Prime was always about that. So whatever you guys have decided to do, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. DJ did a great job and does a great job. And I'm not surprised you're doing what you're doing. Not at all. Not one bit.
I'm
now,
surprised
if you told me Charles Haley,
well dressed.
I'd be like, yeah.
Right. I'm surprised he's impeccably dressed every game to a 9.
Clean.
That's what I'm
DJ
surprised.
clean, baby.
Clean.
He's
I mean,
Syracuse
unbelievably clean. But see,
I have a
I
little bit
get
of help.
full body shots.
Man, come on.
The full body shots.
The funny thing is right. The reason that you guys are surprised by that is because I was shorts and flip flops and a t-shirt coming into the facility. I never shoot. If I had jeans on, it was a rarity. So, but I mean that's one of the funny things about us because I think for Deion, the thing that I admired when he came to Dallas is you knew him from afar and you respected his athletic ability, which was completely off the charts. But it was his preparation for me. I mean, he'd be watching film in the locker room on game day in the morning just to try and get that last little bit of information about the receivers he was going to play against. Could he find one more tell or one more little trick? And I'll never forget this when you told Norv, you said, hey, when you line up 2 yards outside the numbers, you don't have anything that's running by me. Everything is within 12 yards. So I'm jumping everything you do because there's nothing that's going over the top. And Norv was like, no, that can't be true. I would never fall into something like that. And he went back and looked at it, and you were exactly right. 2 yards, I think it was 2 yards inside the numbers. Yep. Nobody went beyond 12 yards, and you just sat and jumped on everything.
Yeah, it's true.
Deion would lay his uniform would be laid out on the floor. I don't know if Deion remember this.
Yep.
One time we pulled that prank on him, and his whole uniform, everybody came in the locker room, his uniform, because Deion was meticulous like that. And then Deion would get, I used to think this was weird as hell, but that's why I'm not prime time. Deion would open up this little video and simulate himself covering people in front of his locker before a game. And I said, wow, that focus, that mental capacity outside of talent, we all know how talented he is, but that commitment to learning and that visualization. So he expected to do those things. So, I mean, I learned a lot, so much on and off the field, and those are great moments, and I'll never forget them. And it's truly amazing. And that's the side, hopefully, people get to know about Prime, not just Prime the football, but how he went about his business, how he prepared, how he did things. I learned a lot. It was great moments for me.
Man, this has been some incredible stuff. And I know, Larry, you're about to bounce. You're about to head out. And I appreciate you joining us for Hang, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The stories have been great. I didn't realize you were the party animal. I didn't realize that Prime was your keep you in check. But thank you for joining us. And for everyone else that's joined us for the virtual watch party, we're just getting started. We still have Jay Novacek coming on board and Jason Witten again. But Larry, thank you so much, my man.
DJ Coach Prime. I call him Coach Prime now. He's been Coach Prime for a long time. So I'm not calling him Deion no more. It's Coach Prime.
Larry, tell your son I said hi.
We'll do so.
Good to see you, Larry. Take care.
Right, guys.
Hey, I heard.
Larry, could I get your autograph?
Name Dale DeCarlio. What was she asking? What was Kat asking Dale DeCarlio? Yeah.
Yeah, that's our trivia winner right there. So Kat's gonna hook you
up.
I
was the winner.
I believe so. So you'll be hooked up. So Kat will get to you. Okay.
Okay. Hey, I had a question for Deion as well. I put it in the chat box, but look here, Deion. One time I heard you on an interview saying that that prime time was a character. is Coach Deion just a character, or are we getting a real Deion Sanders at Jackson State?
Well, yeah, I think you know the answer to that. We won. And Coach Prime, you get Coach Prime. You're getting the real, authentic everything. Prime is something else, man. That he pays the bills. Coach Prime loves these kids, man, and I just wish them the best and increase their life in any type of way I can, man. And we want to win, of course.
Yeah, y'all beat us up. Y'all beat up on us pretty good, Graham and PV. So y'all deserve it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Dion, can I have your autograph?
Awesome.
I can sign the screen.
Oh man, this is a good time. We're already into the second quarter.
Can we hear the motto before you get off?
Yeah, the Niners have the lead right now for the Cowboys over the Cowboys 10-0. And of course, this hang is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. More trivia questions, by the way, are coming this quarter for you to win an Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card. Prime, really quick, everyone's praising you. Obviously, right there, one of the watchers, one of the viewers talking about what you did and what you're doing at Jackson State. What made you choose Jackson State or an HBCU school to start off your coaching career?
Honestly, I interviewed at a couple Power Fives, and I thought I did a wonderful job, fantastic job, and I didn't get the job. I didn't get hired. And I really sat back and prayed about it and had a couple more. And Jackson State came out, and AD actually just pursued me, and I started to really pray about it and think about all the possibilities. And when I made the decision, it was a peace that overcame me, that I knew I was going somewhere to provoke change, man, and that's what we've done. So it wasn't the beauty of nothing. It wasn't the what was already established. It was a rebuild. It was a reboot. It really was, and it was a tremendous undertaking, but I have a wonderful staff of wonderful kids that we've chosen to play this game, and the recruits that we're acquiring is unbelievable, man. It's even going to get better and better and better, and I'm happy and excited about this season.
Yeah, not only do you have an incredible staff and your players, you also have great relationships in the NFL, and I believe Andre Reed is joining us right now. Andre, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Andre. And then along with Andre, let's make the party even better. Jason Witten, are you there? I saw Jason Witten pop up, so maybe he's going to get his mic connected in one second.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, how are you doing, Whit?
What's up, Whit? Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Hi, buddy. How you doing, man?
Always, Jay Witt. Hey, Jason.
Nice.
What's up, Jason?
Come on, man.
So Jason Witten's on right now, and remember, if you're in the hang right now, go ahead. If you mute your mic and put your question into the chat, we're going to get to everyone's question as we talk more about this game. So go ahead and mute your mic for us. Type in whatever questions you have and put it in the chat. We're going to get everyone involved as now we have Deion Primetime Sanders. We have Jason Witten as well, Daryl Moose Johnston. And you know what? I'm going to be respectful right now to Andre Reed because I know he's a Buffalo Bill. He's in the watch party, but man, your team was amazing last night. You guys did awesome against the Patriots. So congratulations.
I appreciate it.
What is about this Bills team?
Hey, quarterback, outstanding. Yeah. He's a leader. All these guys, you need to have that leader that's going to, regardless of what's going on. And they believe that guy can take them to. We showed it last. That it didn't matter the weather or whatever. He was going to lead that team to a win. They played well.
Yeah, that was an amazing game for the Bills last night, and What a good win for them. Not so amazing right now for the Cowboys. Cowboys are down right now to Sanford in 10-0. So what is going on with your relationship with Prime? You guys go back a ways, right?
I got many battles with Prime, and one of my favorite ones when he was a rookie. We played in old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. They don't even have that stadium there anymore. And it was half baseball, half football, and Dion was, coming out of Florida State, just Prime, and he was going to follow the number one guy, and he followed me all around the field, and we had a great battle. And not only do I respect him as a player, as a Hall of Famer, but actually, definitely what he's doing now down there at Jackson State. And I actually wanted to ask him a question. What was his number one? What is his number one challenge with all those kids and dealing with kids of that age, not only football players but human beings, and they're adults. What is your challenge? What do you say the most to those kids about what's important about being a football player, but most importantly, what's important about being a good person and doing the right thing?
My biggest challenge is resources. That's my biggest challenge. Having the resources, which gives me the tools to do the things I want to do and allow these kids to do the things they want to do. When you have 115 kids in a program and you have one academic person, that's not good. It's not good. We got to have more. We got to have more tutors, more resources to help these guys get through school and graduate. And the living conditions as well as dorms and all of that. You recruiting Power 5 guys. You recruiting guys that go into these wonderful schools and you see the best facilities as possible. We can't match that, but at least we could feed you great and house you wonderfully. Those are the things that is my challenge. And if we could level the playing field in those two areas, resources and just living conditions, it'd be unbelievable. So those are the things. Everything else we can handle.
The football is going to take care of itself regardless.
It take care of itself. I can't take you out the hood and put you back in the hood. I can't do that with a clean. I can't take you there and I need to take you from the inner city and lift you.
Right.
Lift you.
And that's what I admire about it. And not only as all the things that I've seen what you're doing, now those kids respect you, not as just a football player, they respect you as a head coach and what you're trying to convey to them. And that's gonna last for them the rest of their lives, no matter where they go.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You forgot to tell them the story that when I was covering you in the Bills in my rookie year, and we was down probably at the 10-yard line, 15-yard line, and I was up bumping, and you beat me so bad off the line, and I was like, please don't throw it. As I was running behind you, I was saying, please don't throw it, please don't throw it, please don't throw it. And they threw the ball to the other side, and I was like, thank God, because he had me he murdered me off the line of scrimmage. Murdered me off the line of scrimmage. And he remembers that. And he remembers that. And they didn't throw him the ball. And I know he was mad after the play because it was 6.
Yeah. I was like, I had my hands up. One thing about Prime that I remember is not only can he cover, but obviously his catch-up speed was ridiculous. Because in that game, I beat him a few times, and I was like 10 yards past him. And before I know it, I heard like a train coming up behind me. And it was Prime. I thought I had him, but he was right in my hip pocket. And I said, this young man is going to be not only outstanding, and the way he played the game. He played the game that way, and he's been respected by many. Whenever you played against Deion Sanders, you better bring your lunch. You better bring everything in that bag that you need that you go against. And another great story, Prime. You don't remember this? Remember we played in Buffalo, and you tackled me.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you tackled me one time, and I got back to the huddle, and one of the linemen said, "Does somebody got cologne on?" And I said, "Cologne? No, I don't got cologne on." It was Deion Sanders that had the cologne on. That rubbed all over. So that's a good story. He stayed no matter what the time of day was, no matter what what quarter was. Deion played fresh, and he played that way. Much respect. Love him.
Hey, Andre, how about the fact that he said resources? He needs the resources to compete, and the first thing you're going to think, he needs a better weight room, he needs a better training room, he needs a nice locker room. No, I need tutors, I need food, I need good food, I need a good place for him to live. I mean, it's all about the guy in the day-to-day and what he's dealing with, as opposed to how we're going to be as a football. That speaks so much volumes about you, Deion, because it's about building the man. Not building the football player, but building the man. And it just, I cannot wait to see the impact that you have on those kids leaving Jackson State.
Yeah, you can't
Well,
build
first
it.
of all, let me tell you about Moose. Hey, Dre, our practice facility was horrible. Practice field was horrible. Anytime it rained, we were done for 10 days. We had to bus over to a high school field. So guess who I called? I got on the phone with Daryl Johnston, Moose. Hey, Moose, man, I need to hook up. I need somebody that does a field. I need somebody that does turf. And when you know it, he will point you in the right direction. That's what these relationships, that's what these friendships, that's what these type of guys can do and take you to the next level. That's why you keep these relationships, and I value them. Many of my Cowboy teammates and all the teammates that I played with, I value them. But Moose pointed me in the right direction, and we were able to do some wonderful things and get a brand new turf.
I don't know how they survive. Like, they're not.
It's unbelievable right now. Unbelievable.
Hey,
so I appreciate you, my man.
Prime, do you think that in the league right now, do you think that the guys really
Say that again.
I said, do you think the guys in the league now, it's a different generation, we all know that.
Oh, yeah,
do you think these guys are thinking differently now than they did when we played about what you just talked about?
Oh, yeah. It's a whole different game now. It's a whole different game from the guys that I know and from watching. I'm not as close to it as Moose is or some of the other guys on the day-to-day.
Yeah.
But it's different players now, tremendously different players. And I don't know why. Maybe the money has gotten so enormous that it blinds them to a fact. The accessibility with social media has gotten to them so much that anybody, any fan can reach out to them and touch them, which I love that part of it. But it's not a quest to be great. It's a quest to be rich.
Yeah.
And they don't understand if you're great, you're gonna be rich.
No doubt.
Don't just chase the dollar. We chased the winning and we chased being great. That was number one. And then everything else came.
It's the individual brand over the team brand right now, especially with social media. They're more focused on the individual brand than they are about the team brand. And you can't win championships if you're a bunch of individuals. You got to be a team.
Well, Jason, I think Jason will be donning that yellow jacket very soon.
Yes, he will. One of the best to ever play the game.
Yes, sir.
What's he got? 2 more years left before he can qualify? How long has he been out? How long you been out?
Just got out.
1 year. This is my first year out.
Show that shit. That's right. You went back to Vegas. You went back to Vegas, you dirty dog.
That's right. You got to forget about that one. Got him.
I thought you were out 2 or 3, man. I was like, he's like 2 more years and he's coming through.
Cowboys.
Oh, man. Well, Jason,
touchdown, baby. Touchdown.
Boo. Let's go.
Touchdown, Cowboys. Down, baby.
Who's your question?
Cowboys. Man, but you guys make sure if you're not asking questions, you are staying on mute. This is so exciting. We will celebrate all of the touchdowns and then we give it like 10 seconds and then we got to go back on mute so we can keep up the conversation. Andre, I think you were about to ask Jason something, right?
Jason, do you miss playing football?
You know, being in the media, what is your assessment of Dak? Because we hear so many different things and so many different opinions from people about Dak. What is your assessment about Dak Prescott, starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys?
I'll give it to you from a media perspective as somebody who gets to see him in that arena, but I'd love for Jason to follow up, having been in the huddle with him. So he can speak to it in more detail. But what we see from him is, the quintessential professional. When you do the production meetings, and I always remember because Troy had to do them all the time. And John Madden had our games every week. You would think at some point John would have said, I don't need to talk to Troy this week. But he always wanted to talk to Troy to get his information. And, Dak is that same way. He gets pulled in every week, as the starting quarterbacks do, but he's always gracious with his time. He's honest with his answers, which is helpful to us doing the game. Kind of takes you inside and gives you a little bit more detail. Doesn't give you football speak or cliche. He actually gives you some stuff that you can use during the course of the game. And having been over there and being able to go to the Star and see the current guys and talk to the people who are inside, the one thing that you always hear about Dak is the intangible component of the quarterback position. Obviously, you've got to have the talent, to make all the throws, the athleticism to avoid the rush. But the one thing you hear about Dak, especially from the people, out at the Star where the Cowboys practice, is just the intangibles, the leadership, lead by example guy, first guy in, last guy out, just all that stuff. And those are the important things for me. So I think that's why you've seen a guy, who was taken where he was in the draft in the fourth round and had some things he had to work on. He will make himself the best he can possibly be. And that was one of the things that we took a lot of pride in with our teams in the 90s is our best players were our hardest workers. I always remember Darren Woodson, coming to the Cowboys, and he walked into the weight room and, he'd kind of grown up watching us play because we had that, the big fan base out in Arizona and everything. And he goes, I walked into the weight room and there's, Troy Aikman busting his ass and Emmitt Smith busting his ass and Michael Irvin as hard as he worked. I mean, Michael was the hardest worker in our whole team. And for Darren, it was like, whoa, so that's what it is. It's not just the talent. It's that work ethic, those intangibles. And I think that's one of the big things that Dak possesses. But I'd love to hear Whit, because Whit was in the huddle with him, and I'd love to hear what he thinks.
Me too.
Yeah.
You said it all there, Daryl. Everything that kind of you guys thought on the outside, that's who he was on the inside. And early on when he came in, he got an opportunity. The stage was never too big for him. Great competitor. Leadership came very natural to him. And he did all the things. It was easy for him it was a guy you respect, and you gravitate towards it. He can relate to so many different guys, and he works at it. He puts a lot of time into it. And then I think he just really improved. Like, he had some deficiencies like we all do. And I think he had this kind of ability to have the self-confidence to be self-critical of himself and say, I got to improve at this, this, and this. And kind of going back to what Dion said, which I agree 100%, he was on a quest and is on a quest to be great more than it was about any of the other stuff. And so when you're the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, it's easy to get distracted by that. And that's never been the case for Dak. So great leader, great man. All the talk, it just doesn't even do it justice. He's a phenomenal guy.
Yeah.
Whit, tell me this, man. You kind of was in that generation where you was old school and then it came to new school. Like, you played in both. You got a great, I could imagine 11-time Pro Bowl. That's unbelievable, first and foremost. You're a great player, one of the Cowboys' great. But did you kind of see it changing, like the thought process of the players, because you got a piece of both of it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Prime, is that, they always said stuff about you guys as well in that older school generation. Right. Like, if you read the paper, you did that. But it just seemed like players of your generation, really, when I even first kind of came in, like, you may have heard it or people in your team heard it, but like, it never became the narrative or guys focused on that. And now they hear it every day of practice. You go out and you're working on something and it's like, oh, I dropped 3 balls today at practice, and so it's like, because everything's getting reported, I think it does affect players in game, after game, what people are saying. Whereas a little bit of you guys, I don't want to say more mentally tough, but there was a little bit of, outside of your teammates or your coaches, you didn't really care what other people were saying, So I think that's when you can have that balance, like some of these great players, I think, have right now, of like, they can play that game, but it doesn't define who they are. And they're still going to make everybody else better around them. I think that's the challenge for this new era of players, because they're all extremely talented. But just got to block out that noise, and not allow it to affect you doing your job, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach Prime, what are you telling your team at half?
Now, well, on which team? Which
Just
team do I have?
Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys defense got to stand up. Defense got to get some stops. All these big time players, you got to make big time plays in this big time game. You know, all the press clippings, all that you've been putting pressure on the quarterback, stuffing the run, takeaways. I don't see any of it. I need to see some of it, guys. This is what got us here. We got to come out there and ball. In offense, you need to points. We got to score points. We can't come out of here empty. We got to score points because they're scoring points.
Sideline and tell them that, Prime.
They ain't gonna listen to me.
A phone call. I'm
San Fran is scoring points. Whether it's a touchdown or field goal, they're scoring points.
Yeah, every possession.
Yeah, they're scoring points, man.
Hey, Dion, we're going to get to another question in a second regarding your acting career. And also, we're going to bring in another Cowboy player in just 1 second. Another Cowboy great that everyone loves. As San Fran is now extending their lead, but I want to get everyone involved that's in the chat right now. And because of that, I've got a trivia question. Kat is going to be monitoring all the answers in the chat, and this is for an Academy Sports and Outdoor gift card. So make sure you have your responses ready. Put it right there in the chat. Here we go.
Before she do the question.
Wait,
I got
go.
Yeah,
go
I kind of. It's not
Well,
allowing
go
me to type in the chat. So how do I go back on it?
Oh, if you mute your mic and then refresh, you'll be able to chat. Okay. So just do that for us. Go ahead, mute your mic and chat. Here's the trivia question. Who holds the Cowboys record for most career receiving yards and receptions? A, Drew Pearson, who will join us later in the game. B, Des Bryant. C, Jason Witten. Or D, Terrell Owens, who will also join us later in the game. So
Go with Jason Witten.
Oh, well, you can't win, Dion. We don't know if that's the right answer or not.
First of
Kat
all,
has
you
the
should have threw Michael Irvin in there to really made it.
Yeah, right. You got to confuse them a little bit.
Yeah.
I probably should have done
happened to be on. Yeah, come on now.
I'm going with J-Dub too. I'm going Jason Witten.
All right, so go ahead and put your answers in the chat. Mute your mic, put your answers in the chat. And Kat's going to grab us some winners. In the meantime, let's go ahead and bring in another Cowboy favorite, Jay Novacek. Jay, are you there?
My buddy.
I think Jay Novacek is doing this right now. Let's see. Jay, are you there?
Hi there. You got me?
I can hear you. I think I hear you, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Put the cowboy hat on.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, Daryl knows that voice.
All right. You got me?
We got
you, buddy.
We got you, man.
Andre, what's going
buddy.
on? What's going
That's
on,
my
man?
buddy.
How are you? Yeah, there he is. He got the hat. Hey, I got a couple things I want to make real quick before anything else, if that's all right with you guys. But Andre, the reason why Buffalo's doing so well is because what? They got a Wyoming Cowboy quarterback.
I just was going to say that.
Things will happen now.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a star. There's no doubt about it. And that weather up in Buffalo got nothing to do with anything. He had that at Wyoming his whole time. So
person Buffalo.
Yeah, he's a special guy.
He's so much a leader and so much as well as he can move around the pocket and down the field running. Kind of unbelievable. He's a special individual.
It's hard to tackle that dude when he's out there in the open.
Yeah. And the other thing I'd like to go to my buddy Dion.
My buddy.
Because Dion and I, brother, we're so common. We have a lot of similarities. Obviously, on the field, we're one of the fastest people that's ever played. And then I don't know if you knew. The only difference between this whole hair transplant was you got your back, but buddy, I never lost my swagger. I'm just kidding.
I had to get it back. buddy.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Take somebody from Wyoming to say something like that. So
That's my buddy. that's my buddy.
that's him.
I have a little story. At one time, when Dion was playing with San Francisco, he stepped in front of Alvin Harper and had the interception. The ball back. And I was running back out a deep route, trying to clear things out for, Michael, and, because he wants all the balls all the time. But I run back, ran right by Dion.
KFC. It looks like scrumptious chicken. It tastes like scrumptious chicken, but it's not chicken. It's made of black.
He goes, "Why is that?" I said, "Because, man, I would have ran you down and caught you before you made that touchdown."
He said that. He did say that.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That is so good.
You're talking about all these that Daryl remembers, and I'm not like that either. I mean, it's amazing.
Oh, you don't remember plays from like 95 or 96?
No. They started talking about all these.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is so good. One more time before we get to Hollywood Dion and his acting career. Kat, do we have a winner for the trivia question?
We sure do. So, no, it was not you, Coach Prime, even though you gave the answer away, because it was obviously Jason Witten, who we have here on the call with us today. But our winner is, and I hope I don't butcher these names. I'm so sorry if I do. Jarrell Curtis. You want to come off mute so we can get you your prize?
Yes.
Boy, there it is.
Jarrell, do I have you?
She's over Jay's house.
Well, Jarrell, when you can come off mute, we're going to be very excited to congratulate you because you won a $100 gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. All right?
Awesome.
Congratulations to you, Jarrell.
Congratulations.
Come in here. Come in here.
That's awesome. And by the way, we're going to have more gift cards to give away. The hang does not end at halftime. So just everyone knows that this hang will continue as we're reaching the 2-minute warning right now. San Fran 16, Cowboys 7. And I'm about to get to one of the questions being asked right now from one of our viewers. But Prime, really quick, let me get to the Hollywood question. What's it like doing these Aflac commercials? I mean, the camaraderie and the camera time between you and Nick Saban is something really good. How is it filming these Aflac commercials with Coach Saban?
Saban is the GOAT of all college football coaches. Let's get that straight. So when I'm asked to do a commercial at Alabama, University of Alabama, and I get to spend 2 days beside Nick Saban, that's a coach's dream. So I was there like a kid in a candy shop. I brought several of my coaches. They were able to go to the complex and glean from their coaches at Alabama because they are the standard. So that commercial, as well as the impact of my coaches learning some things, as well as I'm learning a lot from Coach Saban, was tremendous. So I was happy and elated just to be asked to do a commercial like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's get to some questions that are coming in through the chat. LaWanda Fields. LaWanda, are you there? Can you unmute your mic and ask a question?
It's playoff time, America, and it all comes down to this.
That don't look like LaWanda.
That is not LaWanda right there.
I'm here.
There you go.
Like
LaWanda, hey, do you have a question?
I did have a question, but I had to log out and come back in because it wouldn't allow me to talk in the chat box. So, but no question no more. Hi.
Okay. So you just want to say hello. And who is that with you?
Say hello.
This is my son, Lamar. Say, go Cowboys. He's watching the game.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us so much. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be sticking around for quite some time. Enjoying.
I'm not waiting. I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's get to some of the other guys that are joining us. Of course, Dion's here. Moose is here. Jay Novacek just jumped on board. Andre Reed. And we're talking about Dion's coaching style. Jason Witten, Texas high school football coach as well. Jason, as a coach, what are you seeing from this Cowboy squad today that they need to work on in order to come back in this game?
I mean, as bad as they played, they're only, you look at it, 16-7. I mean, they still got it. So they just haven't had many plays, no penalties, hit the offense, get a couple first downs. You'll be right back in it. So I agree with what Coach Prime said. I mean, defensively, they're not getting the stops. Looks like Garoppolo feels pretty comfortable with that running game and the play action. So if you go down 16-7, I think they would take that because they haven't played real well. They got to just start fresh, get a couple first downs. It'll start rolling. That's too many talented guys on that offense.
You know, we're also talking about coaching, and you guys are coaches. The coaching carousel was crazy this year in the NFL. You know, Matt Nagy out in Chicago, and you had Joe Judge in New York and Zimmer up in Minnesota. The Brian Flores news, I believe, was the more shocking one coming out of Miami, who, by the way, David Culley as well.
David Culley was the most shocking one. It was ridiculous.
Why do you think David Culley was more surprising than Brian Flores, Moose?
Had 1 year, and they were playing better at the end of the season than they were at the beginning of the season. He didn't have Deshaun Watson, who he thought he would have when he took that job. There was a lot of things going against David Culley, and he kept that team together, and you could tell he was making progress because they played better at the end of the season than they did at the beginning of the season. We had a chance to do him a couple of times. He needed the opportunity to have another year, to have an off season, to get a quarterback in place, and to try and grow that. So I was very disappointed that the Texans made that decision.
Yeah, and now with David Culley out, Brian Flores out, I'm going to go to you, Prime, and Andre on this one. The only remaining African-American coach right now in the NFL is Mike Tomlin, and that's it. What is the problem? What is the reasoning why there is a lack of minority head coaches in the NFL?
Well, let's just say college. I'm not gonna sit up here and cry that we don't have the number of African-American coaches that could it possibly be, because most rosters are made up of 75% of African-American players. In the NFL, you can't tell a billionaire what to do. How are you going to tell a billionaire what to do? That's the dumbest thing in the world to me. You're going to tell a billionaire who's made his money by going with his instinct, and what he believes and what he trusts and what he knows and what he prepares for who to hire. That's not going to happen. You're never going to do that. And now in the college realm, you got boosters that are billionaires and millionaires that are contributing to the university, and they make the calls.
You make it 16,
they go
14,
with what they're most comfortable with. So I'm
good.
not one to cry about this and cry about that. I'm just going to try to magnify and just dominate where I am, so possibly one day you get that opportunity and you dominate it, so you don't come into this situation. But at the pro level, if you don't have a quarterback, you can forget it. College or pros, if you don't have a quarterback, you can forget it. Your days are going to be numbered.
So are you saying that possibly Miami has a quarterback problem with Tua?
Miami was playing quarterback carousel at the beginning of the season, wasn't it? Wasn't it Tua, then another guy, then another guy, then another guy? They was back and forth. And then last year it was Tua, then the journeyman. It was back and forth, the bearded man, you know what I'm talking about. They were back and forth. I don't think it ever has been stability there at the quarterbacking position. And that definitely was consistent with how they played. But you look at all the coaches that got fired, the commonality is the quarterback most often times, except for Minnesota. And Zim, I guess him and GM never I don't think they got along the last several months of the season. And I don't think too many people are running to the rescue of the quarterback there in Minnesota as well.
I understand. Talking about the camaraderie and the group and having a great quarterback. Let me go to Jay. Jay, as we're having a little bit of a 95 reunion going on with this Cowboy team. Jay Novacek, I want to know from you, what were you thinking with that team and with Troy Aikman? Like what was it about that team that was so special when you guys won that Super Bowl in Tempe, Arizona?
Well, one of the things that we were always, earlier in the conversation in the first quarter, I heard you talking about, how people work together. And, Daryl mentioned that, I've always said there's a lot of fights on the practice field, but there was never a fight in the locker room. And that's the type of team that we had. And when you have a quarterback that we had, someone who could command anything that he was asked for because he earned that respect. And Troy didn't just go out and go yelling at somebody. If he was going to yell at you, I mean, you need to be yelling. And he was incredibly good at that. We go to Tempe and play the Steelers, and we had a really good first half, and then our offense just kind of out a little bit in the second half, but our defense steps up. We always somebody was going to step up and make plays. And as we're watching this game now, where is that happening? What Cowboys step up and make a play? And it has to be, a bunch of them now, because they are so far behind, not just behind necessarily on the scoreboard, but they're behind in the stats big time. They're behind in having the desire to play, having the desire to go out and somebody step let win this, and that's what they're lacking right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a lack of a drive right now for the Cowboys team. And to everyone joining us right now on Hang for this virtual watch party, you see the icon there on the screen for you to click to go to academy.com, Academy Sports and Outdoors. If you guys need some new Cowboys gear, I know everyone's trying to freshen up, what they've got at the house in their closet. Make sure you go to academy.com, get yourself some fresh Cowboy swag, whatever it may need for this year and next year, and hopefully to continue this playoff run, which is not looking good. We just have over a minute left in this first half before we get ready for the second half. Andre Reed, Hall of Famer.
What are you doing?
What? Oh, something's not going right. Andre,
Troy, it's early.
Yeah, it's way early. I know.
I'm off mute now.
So, Andre, what's the problem right now with the Cowboys squad? Or more importantly, what is San Francisco doing so well in this game?
Before this game even started, I said, the way San Francisco won in LA 2 weeks ago, I was like, this team is scary. There's always one team or two teams in the playoffs that's scary. And San Francisco is that team. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo just has to play efficient enough to get that team going on offense. Give the ball to Depot and just make the throws that he needs to make, and don't turn the ball over. We all know in the playoffs, turnovers means disaster, mostly, because teams that are good defenses know how to make points out of those turnovers. The Buffalo Bills are number one. I've segued to the Buffalo Bills. They're number one in every major category in defense this year. And that's because they took the ball away. They were stingy on third down, and they just had guys making plays. They got the two best safeties in the game, really, Poyer and Micah Hyde. And they were first and second team All-Pros. And if you watched the game last night, that interception that Micah Hyde had, I mean, he ran probably 30 to 40 yards to make that interception. That could have been a difference, in the momentum for that game last night. So it's all about, like Jay said, is who's going to step up. They got Micah Parsons had 11 sacks this year. Trevon Diggs had 10 or 11 interceptions. That's where they go to look for a big play to turn the tide in the game. So, and then they got to look to other people, but they look to them two guys first. I guarantee you.
And we're talking about the secondary coming up this second half for everyone joining us on Hang. We're going to be joined by two more incredible wide receivers, Drew Pearson and Terrell Owens. Dion, who's the tougher cover, Andre Reed or Terrell Owens?
It was definitely Drake. It was definitely Drake, because Drake could play in the slot outside. He could go inside, outside. He could do his thing. And please believe he had a gold jacket throw the ball to him too. That's the difference of different generations. The difference of generations is when you had to deal with Andre Reed, you had to deal with Jim Kelly. We had to deal with Mike Hurley, you had to deal with Troy Aikman. We had to deal with Jerry Rice, you had to deal with Joe Montana and Steve Young. Like, we didn't just cover a great. It was a great throwing to a great. So that's a whole different game. Now, let me tell you something. T.O. was a grown man. If T.O. just had one consistent guy, was able to play his career with one place, he's already accumulated a ton of yards and a ton of everything. But T.O., And he does not get credit for knowing the game. There's no way you can catch that many balls and not know the game and be very smart and intelligent with the game. So you got to give him some kind of love in that aspect. But T.O.'s a heck of a player.
Well, Terrell Owens is going to join us starting the third quarter. As I mentioned, Drew Pearson as well. And then also Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Packers is going to be on, and Jalen Waddle from Miami as well. Before we let some of you guys go from this incredible hang that we're having brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, I want to go around the room. I want to go around the virtual watch party. I want your Super Bowl pick right now. Who's your Super Bowl pick? I'm going to go and start with you, Jason. Jason, who's your Super Bowl pick right now?
I'd have to go Green Bay and Kansas City, or that's what I think the game's going to look like, with Green Bay winning it.
All right, then let's go to Andre. Andre, Super Bowl pick? I know one of your answers.
Yeah, of course you do. I think, regardless of where Buffalo has to go, if Pittsburgh wins tonight and they play the Bengals and whatever, they got to either go to Tennessee or whatever it is. But of course, I'm going to go with Buffalo playing. To me, it's a toss-up. Well, not really a toss-up. I think I'm going to go with Jason. Green Bay is just a great team. You don't want to bet against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, but I think if that's the championship game in the NFC, I think Green Bay has a slight edge to win that because they're better on offense against Tampa Bay's defense. But Buffalo against Green Bay or Tampa Bay, but I think Buffalo Green Bay would be a good one.
And what about you, Jay Novacek? Are you sticking with your Wyoming QB to go to the Super Bowl?
Well, absolutely.
There it is.
Of course. The great thing about you get a quarterback that has that ability and being able to control the ball on offense and control the time of possession. And so I'm going with Buffalo, and then you got like Andre said, it's very, very difficult to bet against Tom Brady. And I'm sitting here and my wife's yelling in my ear, you got to go with Tom Brady. So my wife and Tom Brady.
Well, every wife likes Tom Brady, so that's not really that. You're not abnormally in that conversation. What about you, Moose? Moose, just looking at it, who do you see going to SoCal, or I should say SoFi Stadium for the championship?
With everybody on this call, we should just do the Dallas Buffalo thing all over again, right? Might as well do it again one more time. So,
I like the way you're talking, Moose. I like that.
If Dallas can come out and play a little bit better in the second half and keep it alive, it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be hard for them. San Francisco does a great job limiting possessions, and that's exactly what they did in the first half and is prime. And everybody has talked about, they haven't gotten any points. San Francisco's getting points every time they've got the ball. Tampa Bay went up and beat Green Bay at Lambeau last year. So they're not going to be afraid to go up there. Are they as good as they were last year? I don't think so. I don't think that's not the same Tampa Bay team, but it is Tom Brady. I'm going to go. If it's not Dallas, Buffalo, I'm going to go Buffalo, Tampa Bay.
Okay. Prime, who do you have?
I'm definitely going KC. It's hard to deal with them, man. Those guys they're so explosive. And if the quarterback is halfway on, if he's halfway on, they're going to score. And that defense is very opportunistic. I like KC in the AFC, and in the NFC, it's so darn hard. You're not going to be a rich man betting against Tom Brady. You're not going to make any money. You're going to be living in poverty if you're picking against Tom Brady. And like Moose alluded to, they went up to Green Bay and won, so they're not scared. I love Green Bay though, I really do, and I love them. But I'm not. There's no way I'm going to pick against Tom Brady. Tampa Bay, I think it's a repeat. It's a repeat of last year.
Yeah, and we're going to have one of the Packers wideouts on with us in a second, Marquez Valdez-Scantling joining us. But, Kat, do we have a question from the chat for the guys before some of them head out?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have a question for Jason from Darren. Darren, leave it. I swear I'm gonna butcher all of these names. This is terrible. I need like phonetics in parentheses.
Right.
Darren, do you have a question for Jason that you want to ask? You can go ahead and come off mute.
I do. Jason, you've played for different coaches throughout your tenure, different styles completely. Was it hard to adapt to the different coaching styles that you were a player under?
No, it really wasn't that hard. I mean, I think a big reason was I started with Parcells, and anything after Parcells was going to be it's hard to match that, you know. So just when you start there, it gets a little bit easier as you go on. But I think, like any good coach, when they lay out the vision and what the expectations and standards are, as a player, it's pretty quick to get on board with that. So I think it was Daryl that said it earlier, but when your best players are your hardest workers and they're aligned with the coach, I think it makes it a lot easier to go to work every day, knowing that everybody's kind of trying to perfect their own little craft and play their part into the whole thing. So not to minimize coaching at that level, but I really think that the teams that make the push and play in the big games, it's made up of the right type of players that are kind of aligned with the coach, but then when they take on and take ownership of the football team. That was my experience.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Hey, I just want to thank my Cowboy buddies, man. Jason, Jay, Moose, man, Prime. Thank you guys for coming on. This really means a lot to me. I've partnered with Hang. We've been doing this all year, so we've had a lot of fun with a lot of different guys over the year. It's a great format. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. It's just talking, and that's what we do. And I can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this. It makes me feel good. You don't see me hanging around too many Cowboys, but this is the only time this is the only time I will hang around a bunch of Cowboys together. And you guys were great players, but you're even better, great individuals, man. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, my man. Thank you, Dre.
Thank you, Andre.
I love you, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Jason Witten, Moose, Dion, you guys are incredible. Once again, Dion, congratulations to everything you're doing in college.
Good luck this season, Dion.
Yeah,
thank you, my man.
Jason Witten, thank you so much for everything you did with the Cowboys and what you're continuing to do around the Metroplex. And Moose, keep that fashion game going.
Oh, he will.
Right?
I'll try. I'll try and surprise Prime next year.
Hey, Moose, I owe you lunch, so just hit me up and let me know when we're going.
Sounds good. You got
it. I'm not leaving. I can't walk, so I can't go far. But let me know when we're going. I got you, baby. I'm dead serious.
Say hi to the family, Jason.
Sounds great, man. Good talking with you guys.
And Whit, I didn't know where you was coaching, but I know you was coaching. I gave you a job.
Sign me up, man. Give me some lunch. Keep it going. You're doing awesome. It's easy to
thank you, my buddy. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. God bless you guys.
Bye.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, those guys are stepping away, but if you're still joining us and you're still here in the hang, don't go anywhere because we are sticking around to the end of this game. It's halftime right now between the boys and the Niners, and the Cowboys are probably not playing the way they should. But in any case, we're still having fun doing this virtual watch party with Hang, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Marquez Valdez-Scantling about to join us, as well as Jalen Waddle, Drew Pearson, and
not out of it yet.
We're going to get Terrell Owens in here as well. So we're going to have a good time. Oh, yeah. Tio's going to be good. And don't forget, if you have any questions, if you want to interact with us, go ahead and put all those questions into the chat. I know I'm scrolling over there. Kat, you're scrolling as well, correct?
I'm scrolling. There's so many varying things going on, but a lot of thank yous to the guys who were just on, which was great. But you guys make sure that you are typing your questions in the chat, and we will call on you to unmute yourself so we can have a really great, fun conversation, and we can hear all of these fantastic answers. These guys got a lot to talk about, and they want to answer your questions. So just make sure you put it in the chat, and we will call on you to unmute yourself and do that.
Yeah, and as you've already heard in this first half of the game, the stories are amazing. I had no idea that a Cowboy fan snuck on the bus going to Super Bowl 30 in Tempe, Arizona. I had no idea. I'd never heard that story. That was absolutely amazing. The guys talking about just the NFL coaching carousel, what the Cowboys are not doing right in this game. You're really getting some insight that honestly a lot of people don't get. I'm very fortunate enough to work in sports radio. I work here in Dallas at 105.3 The Fan. And Tolo, thank you. And some of the stories that I'm actually listening to right now are stories I don't even get through interviews and talking to the players. So thank you so much to Hang. Thank you to Academy Sports and Outdoors. This has been an awesome time. And we're only halfway through. We still have Terrell Owens, Drew Pearson, Marquez, Valdez-Scantling, as I mentioned, Jalen Waddle, and coming up in the fourth quarter, Chris Canty will be joining us, Orlando Scandrick as well, and Greg Russo, or Gregory Russo. We'll get a correction if he wants to go by Greg or Gregory. You know, some guys do that, right? I'm sure, Kat, you were Catherine, right?
Oh yeah, that is
But
like
not
a
Kat.
constant conversation. It's Kat, it's Catherine. I respond to it all.
Yeah. So that's awesome right there. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun here. Niners with that 16-7 lead. And while we have time, if you're on the chat and you're throwing out your questions for the guys, throw out where you're at. We're always curious to see where everyone's watching the virtual watch party. I'm curious as to where everyone's joining us from around the country. So make sure you put that in the chat as well so we can get a look at to where everyone's coming from. I see Eric here is from Georgia. Great championship win for the Georgia Bulldogs. It only took you guys a while to get it, but that's fine. That worked out great. We also have some shout outs to Tupelo, Mississippi. Sybil Summers, one of my radio buddies, she's on here as well. So we're having a good time. This is amazing time here on Hang.
Oh, we have someone from Canada. How exciting!
Oh man, they're probably the most polite person in the world. Something about Canadians. They're so polite. They're so nice.
Troy, Cat.
Hey, what's going on, Drill?
Hey, I won the trivia last time, but I couldn't figure out how to get off mute, so I don't know what to do.
You figured it out now, and I got your name already, so I know it was you, but you get this $100 gift card, so we're going to get that out to you after this hang is over, okay?
Okay, cool.
Well, congratulations. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
You were so
Very
welcome.
cool. And also, don't forget, we are going to have more Academy Sports and Outdoors gift cards to give away. So stick around, and when we do those trivia questions, you'll put your answer into the chat. Kat will go through, find the winner for us, and you'll get some more Academy Sports and Outdoor gift cards. And if you're looking to spend that, or maybe your own money, go. In fact, you know what? Kat, let's just do a trivia question now.
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. Let me go through my trivia over here. Let me grab my trivia. I got all my news and notes over here. So yeah, let's go and do it now. As we wait for the third quarter to start, we're about to get all the guys on for this virtual watch party. Here we go. Drew Pearson, who by the way is about to join us here for this virtual watch party. Drew Pearson was a high school quarterback who succeeded one of the best ever NFL quarterbacks. Was it A, Dan Marino, B, Joe Theismann, C, John Elway, or D, Archie Manning? A, Dan Marino, B, Joe Theismann, C, John Elway, D, Archie Manning. Go ahead and put your answer into the chat right now, and Kat is going to find yourself a winner, and someone's going to win themselves an Academy Sports and Outdoor gift card as we are about to get underway. Third quarter action, Cowboys Niners wild card playoff at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, and it's definitely not turning into the game that Cowboys fans were expecting. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting them to completely shut down Jimmy Garoppolo, even Deebo Samuel, who had a great season. I thought they were going to shut him down, but not the case right now. So third quarter about to start, second half here of this wild card game. And once again, Terrell Owens, Drew Pearson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Andre Reed, of course, Jalen Waddle, all of them going to be a part of this virtual watch party on Hang, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Kat, do we have a winner?
We sure do. Let me make sure. There's so many answers that keep popping in the chat, and I keep having to scroll back up. But We have a winner, and our winner is Chris Calmorgan with the answer of Joe Theismann. Joe Theismann. All right, Chris, you want to come off of
that answer this weekend from listening to the fan and listening to the morning show.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being a Tolo and listening to our radio station, which, by the way, if you don't know, that means turn it on, leave it on. My station, 105.3 The Fan. So congratulations on that gift card.
Congrats. It's $100 to Academy Sports and Outdoors. So go you. You'll be able to get yourself some more gear now.
Oh, absolutely. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Kickoff right now has just happened. Niners 16, Cowboys 7 in the third quarter. Do we have our guests yet, Kat? Or are we still waiting for everyone to log in?
I'm pretty sure I saw Marquez. And I think we have Drew. Let's just do like a quick roundtable and see what we got on here. I definitely see Drew.
Who's here?
Drew, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes, I can.
Drew's here.
Look at there. Look at there. That is the Hall of Famer, Drew Pearson, everyone. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, just in case you don't know, there it is. Hut, hut.
Look at the hut. Hut.
I'm doing great. I just left the Cowboy game and wasn't too happy with what I was seeing over there.
This team, Drew. What's the problem?
You know, they got to not today. They just need to step it up. This is the playoffs, y'all. Okay, the other team. You know, they don't want to lose either. They don't want to go home either. So you got to meet their intensity level. In the first half, we didn't do that. Especially the first two series on defense. So hopefully we'll get it together, make some adjustments at halftime, and go out there and kick their butt in the second half.
Understood.
I hope they don't need me. I have to drive back to the airport.
Yeah. Are you going to grow the hair back out in case they need you?
Sir, if I could, I would. Don't you doubt that.
Awesome. That is awesome. So we got Drew Pearson here. Andre Reed is here as well. Terrell Owens is about
Hall
to
of
pop
Famer. What's up, Andre?
Look at
Who
that.
else is here?
What's up there, Hall of Fame brother? How are you, man?
Life is good, man. Just riding the Hall of Fame crest.
I got you. I got you,
How
man.
you doing?
I got you. I just
How you doing?
I just want you to know you were way overdue. I'm doing good, man. You were way overdue. And there's no doubt about it. Your speech goes down and to me like the last 7 years of top 5 speeches.
Wow, thank you. Thank you.
Your enthusiasm for what it meant to you really showed. And it's a moment not too many people realize what it feels like.
Right.
And you exuberated that all in your speech, man. It was a pleasure to live.
Yeah, you know that was one happy brother, Andre. that induction. You know how it is. You waited yourself.
But you know what?
Right?
What's that again?
I said you waited yourself. So you know how it is to wait.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing. You just, if it rains, you just got to let it rain because you can't stop it. You can't do anything about it. So I couldn't do anything about it like you could. You just have to wait your turn. And thank God, Andre, my turn came.
Yeah.
Amen. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, guess what? God has ways of making things the right way.
Yes, he
Sometimes
does.
you got to wait. Sometimes you got to wait. He wants you to go through a couple things, and then he springs it on you.
Oh yeah, and he's always got a plan, and it's not for disaster; it's for good. It's for hope and a future.
Yes.
Jeremiah 29:11. That's my favorite verse. So I just believed in that and waited for my turn. And thank God, Andre, I'm 71. I just turned 71, and I can understand what it's all about. Okay, I can appreciate it. My stuff is still there. You know, a lot of times they wait, you know, and wait, and the guys finally get in, and they don't know what the hell's going on. You know, And so at least I know
But
the good Lord blessed me with that.
there was no Michael Irvin 88. There was no Des Bryant 88. There's no CeeDee Lamb 88 without 88 Drew Pearson.
Got that right. The original 88. Hood,
We
hood.
started.
You know, I've
I've
asked Andre this before. Andre told me that he keeps his Hall of Fame jacket, and correct me here, Andre, in a closet. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, so Drew, where's your Hall of Fame jacket at?
Next to my bed. I wear it sometimes in my bathroom. I wear it sometimes in my bathrobe.
No.
I'm only kidding. Mine's in my closet as well. But I have worn it a few times. A lot of people, when I go or invited to events, they want you to wear that gold jacket. Yeah. So I've worn it a few times.
Yeah.
And I always wear it when I go to the club.
I would wear it as a bathrobe. Yeah. I would. I don't know about you.
I wear my ring. Andre, you wear your ring, Andre? Where is my ring?
Of course, man. Like you said, when you go to different events and you go to things that people want to see you, they don't even have to ask to wear it. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it, and it's you're a different person when you put that on. It's not that you're a different person. You just got a different swag about you when you put that thing on.
Yeah. You're not really better than anybody else, Andre, but you are special, okay?
Yeah.
This is special. I know you're in other Hall of Fames, but nothing like the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm in 9 other Hall of Fames from the Pop Warner Football Hall of Fame. And then this is so different. The respect you get and everything is so different. So different, man.
It's so different. Yeah. Yep.
It's amazing to actually have this hang right now, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, with 2 unbelievable Hall of Fame receivers. And we're watching the game right now. Dak just threw a long ball, overshot Cedric Wilson. The wide receivers here are just not in sync. Something's going on with this Cowboys squad. But for you guys, when you watch the game today, what is the biggest difference between how the wide receivers play the game today as opposed to when you guys played?
That's a great question. I know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is. And I'm glad you asked that because it's easier. It's easier for the wide receivers. The rules protect them. They can't hit them low. They can't hit them in the head and all that kind of stuff. You come off the line of scrimmage, you got one bump. My first 6 years in the league, I played before the Mel Blount rule, where the defensive back can do anything he wanted to you, as long as the ball wasn't in the air. So with these rules now, it's easy to get off the line of scrimmage. And then the other thing, guys, is that the quality of defensive backs, oh my goodness. That's why you see all these pass interference. They're always grabbing because they're always getting beat, and they stick that hand out and they grab, and then you got a pass interference. So it turns out to be an effective play. But those are the things, down by the goal line. The receiver from Green Bay, Devontae Adams, you see him work his stuff down the goal line. Then I'm saying, how could a defensive back, when he lines up to the right or left, spread out there, a defensive back play him head up? Head up. Man, if you pay me head up in a 10-yard line in, that's almost guaranteed a touchdown. Because you don't know which way I'm going. I can go in, I can go out, but if you cock one way or the other, don't let me inside like Mel Blount would never let you inside, then, makes it a little tougher to run an effective pass route in that red zone. But these guys now, the coverage is weak, and the quality of defensive backs is weak, and then the rule changes add to all that. So we can play now, Andre. We can play now and catch 100 passes.
Well, you know what? Let's go and bring in one of those new wide receivers right now from the Green Bay Packers, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, joining us for this Hang virtual watch party brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Marquez, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Say hello to Drew Pearson and Andre Reed.
Oh, geez.
What's up, brother?
How y'all doing?
What's up, Marquez? How you doing, man? I hope you get your rest, bro. Just get your rest.
Definitely, man. Enjoying this bye week. It don't come too often, man. So gotta enjoy it because we got a good run to go on.
No,
Right
I
on,
see you.
right on.
I see.
Right.
I see you rocking that Astro gaming headset. Are you a gamer when you're not on the field?
Yeah, I'm actually a big gamer. That's what I do with my free time. I got my own gaming org that I own, so that's my vice. You know, I don't like to be in the club and party and whatnot. I'd rather stay at the house and play the game.
Right on. That's a good thing. That's a
I
good
got
thing,
you.
brother.
You can't get in trouble. You can't get in trouble at the house.
Definitely can't get in trouble
Yeah.
at the house.
Amen.
Yeah.
I should have followed that back in
So
the
what
day.
what does that do for you? Like, Marquez, what does that do for you, your state of mind? I mean, what does it really the video gamer, what does it do for you? Like, does it relax you? Does it
So to
sum
be
that up for
honest,
me?
so for me, the gaming space is super competitive. It's actually about as equally competitive as football, without the physical aspect of it. So I can still, keep that same competitive
Right.
edge, year round when I'm not, playing football and not out there on Sundays. I can still keep that same competitive edge Monday through Saturday, and that's what I love about the game the most because I'm playing against the best in the world, competing for thousands and thousands of dollars. They're going to get their best, I'm going to get my best. And I think that's the space I love the most about it, is that I can go and compete against the best of the world, just like I can on Sundays.
Right. Drew, when Drew Pearson came in the league, they didn't have any of this stuff. When I came in the league, they were just starting all this stuff when I came in the league. So
wait.
we didn't have any, we just got up in the morning, we went to work, come home. My first year is 85.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Man, I didn't know you were that old, brother. Hood. Oh, you're in that class.
Hey, man.
You're in the 80s.
Marquez is I'm probably as old as his dad.
Yeah, literally. It's around the same age.
And I know I'm older. I'm older than your dad. I'm like your grandpa, Marquez.
Yeah, I was born in '94, man. So I wasn't even a thought at that time.
No, you weren't. No, it's all good though. You're here now, man.
You're my kid's age.
Appreciate your game, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate your game.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, Marquez, are you actually watching the game right now? This Niners Cowboys game? Okay,
Yeah, I got it on right now.
Well, I've got to ask you. I mean, what are you seeing from this matchup today that you're surprised by, or just your overall observations?
I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not surprised by it. The 49ers are a good football team. We played them earlier in the season, and we won by a last-second field goal. And they play hard. They're competitive on both sides of the ball, and I don't think their defense gets enough credit for what they do. Because they're a very simple defense, and they kind of force you to, play football, the entire game. You can't just beat them with chunk plays, and you can't just run the ball at them the whole time. You got to actually, drop the ball down the field, and that's the problem that teams get into when they play them, is that they want to just try to, make these splash plays, and it just doesn't happen against, these kind of defenses.
Well, maybe
their identity.
Maybe that's what we're doing wrong. Trying to get that big play in there instead of be methodical and work that ball downfield.
Only you beat a team like this, because when we had to play them, we got maybe 4 or 5 big plays.
Identity on offense is George Kittle identity, and then their identity on defense is Bosa. They're their two big studs on offense and defense.
But that Debo Samuels, that's a bad man.
Definitely.
That's a bad man. He's averaging 18 yards a catch, y'all. 18 yards a catch.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player.
That's pretty big time in today's game.
Yeah, I'm right behind him at 17 and a half.
Nice.
I'm right behind him.
Hey, I finished my career 16 yards a catch.
I love it.
What about you, Andre?
Well, I'm sorry. I was about 13. I was 14, so we didn't.
Yeah, you were keeping the
change. They didn't ask me to do all
that. Yeah, you had 30 times,
They asked me
right?
to catch a 7-yard.
Andre, they didn't ask you that question in Canton, Ohio, did they?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they didn't ask that question in Canton. They didn't ask you that question in Canton, Ohio. You're like,
average
I
per
did my
catch.
work.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, it don't matter as long as you got first downs.
Yeah,
You
that's
average a
right.
first down to catch.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows
didn't ask
that's
me that one,
watching us right now for this virtual watch party on Hang, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We're going to have some more trivia questions, a chance for you to win Academy Sports and Outdoors gift cards. Still waiting. Connecting right now with Terrell Owens, also Jalen Waddle, the rookie wideout from Miami. They're going to be joining us as well. San Fran 16, Cowboys 7. A little over 9 minutes left in this game. I was kind of hoping, Marquez, to see a Cowboys-Packers matchup, and you guys are doing really well this season. How good do you feel about your squad up in Green Bay?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you got the best quarterback throwing the football, it makes it pretty easy, man. Not gonna lie. Having a guy like Aaron Rodgers under center, who just doesn't make mistakes, that's hard to come by. Like I said, I've been fortunate enough to be with him, all 4 years of my career, and he is a one-of-a-kind talent, man. I mean, I think he has, my 4 years here, he probably has like 15 picks total in 4 years. So just,
wow,
guys are throwing that in one season,
Yeah.
So for
And
him just to have.
he does that when it gets cold. He does it too.
Yeah, and it's tough
He's
coming
a
up here
great
playing in
quarterback.
Lambeau, man.
What you need?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank you, man.
He's an amazing quarterback.
I'm gonna call
Everyone
with
knows that.
Andre
More
Reed.
likely is going to win the MVP this year. Everyone's looking at that. And, not to dive too deep into this, Marquez, because obviously there's a lot of news, a lot of coverage and controversy over Aaron and his stance towards vaccination. How did that actually affect the team in general? Were you guys just like, listen, mind on the game, or did you feel as though maybe it got a little too intrusive at times from the media when questions came about it regarding that?
Nah, it literally never affected our team, not one single day.
Drew Pearson, y'all.
What you
Got
do
a
with your
card for
personal
you.
life
Thanks for coming in.
is what you do. How you feel about your own, vaccination status is how you approach it. But he came out to the field and did what he was supposed to do. It never got in the way. We make jokes about it in the locker room with him. He makes jokes about it. But it's never been an issue, never been a distraction. And he's went out there and played an MVP caliber season again. So, it doesn't matter if he put a shot into his arm, 7 months ago or not. Yeah.
Understood. Yeah, it's definitely a hot button issue that a lot of people have talked about. Aaron's name has come up. But, I believe that your team is so focused right now on this Super Bowl run. I was kind of hoping the same thing for my boys, but the Cowboys just aren't really playing as well as we kind of expected them to. Andre, when you hear a lot of the stories about players and vaccinations and what they're doing health-wise, how do you feel about it? When you're looking at it from your generation, do you feel it's intrusive? Do you feel like it's something that needs to be discussed?
There's places and times for it to be discussed. I think because sports, and especially the National Football League, is the top of the tier when it comes to everything happening. I mean, 2 years ago when the pandemic started and fans couldn't go to the stadium, that took away something from the game. No doubt about it. It took a lot away from the game. So what were players supposed to do? As soon as the vaccinations came out, then you got politics and all this stuff that started getting into it. Guys are going to do it like Marquez said. They're going to do what they feel is right for them, regardless of what's going on outside of the building. And if they want to get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. But I think as a nation, especially with media, we tend to blow that way out of proportion when it's happening to everybody, not just professional athletes. It's happening to everybody. So why are we any different than anybody else? Because we're on TV and we're in the news and we're this, we're that. So, and that makes paper. It makes Twitter. It makes Instagram. It makes all that stuff. That's how they keep going. Is people like that. So, I'm glad that Aaron handled it the way that Aaron Rodgers would handle it. And just like Marquez said, that they didn't, it didn't make a difference. Aaron Rodgers is going to come out and play Aaron Rodgers football, and he has done that.
He has definitely done that. He's no question done outstanding things, not only for the Packers, but also for Marquez Valdez-Scantling, joining us for our fan hang or for our hang right now, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the Hall of Famer Drew Pearson, the Hall of Famer Andre Reed, and also maybe one of the best young wide receivers out there. No shots, Marquez, but Jalen Waddle of the Miami Dolphins. Jalen, are you there?
What's happening? What's happening? I'm right here.
Awesome. How you doing, man?
Oh, there he is. Got it. Youngin.
What's happening?
Jalen Waddle, Jalen, obviously you set the rookie record for receptions in the season. You broke that one that was set by Anquan Bolden. You kind of broke the hearts of my Texas A&M Aggies when you played at Alabama. And now you're joining us here. Go ahead and say hello to Andre Reed and Drew Pearson.
What's happening? It's nice to be here. What y'all got going?
Oh, yeah, we just hanging, man. We hanging, having a good time. Quick question for you. I like to ask questions. What,
Yes,
a lot of times, obviously you went to Alabama, the school.
Why you had to put it
everybody
like
talks
that?
about when
Why
it
you
comes to
had
college. I just do that, man. Sometimes I do that. The school.
He's hating.
No, I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
sounds
What do you think? What was no, not at all, brother. What has been your biggest adjustment? If you had to say one or two things, what is your top two adjustments that you had to make coming out of Alabama into the pros?
I think just the adjustment, just like the everyday life, just knowing that you don't have to like go to school. So that time from, having classes from a set point in time, you normally like have meetings or something like that. So it's much like less of a break. You're in meetings doing something for, who your opponent that you're going to, face this week. So that was kind of a big adjustment. Coming in, I think that was really like the biggest adjustment for real, like just that space in between and how much time you're not like away from the game. Like normally you have class and then come back for practice or certain things. You just there all day. It's just you're there.
Yeah, it's a job.
Yeah, definitely
That's
you
what they
find
call
that
it.
out,
It's a job.
quick.
Right. What do you think of the Brian Flores firing?
I mean, he's a great coach. He did a lot for for me. He's like special because he's the guy that drafted me. So he's always gonna be special. There's always love there between us. So he's a great dude. He's gonna be great wherever he goes.
Yeah, he's a good coach, man. He's a good coach.
Definitely.
I will say, Jalen, when the fires came down and you would hear stuff, about David Cole and you heard about Brian Flores, it kind of caught us off guard. Did it catch you off guard as a player when you heard the news?
Definitely. Just coming in after a W, you're not, you're on a high note. So just hearing that and stuff, you kind of like see the business of the game quick.
Right. It does come at you lightning speed as looks like San Francisco's coming after Dak with lightning speed. They get a sack on him. So San Fran's still up 16-7 in this game. I want to talk to Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson, you are actually there at AT&T Stadium right now. What is the vibe right now there in Arlington? Oh, God, I think Drew just dipped out. And I'm hearing from the chat, and yep, there it is. INT for San Fran. Wow, unreal. This is a Niners team that is definitely surprising people right now. There's no doubt about it.
Now, if you pay attention to football, man, they're not a joke, man. They've been to Super Bowls, NFC championships. They're a good football team, and they don't make a lot of mistakes, man. So you got to be on your game to beat them, and that's the truth because they play well.
All right.
They play well.
All right.
They're playing well right
make
now.
it quick. I'm doing it.
Let's go and go to Kat. Kat, you're in the chat here on the Hang. Do we have any questions out there?
Wow. Lorenz has a great question. Sheena, do you want to come off of mute and ask your question to our lovely friend here? Sheena, where are you at?
Go Niners.
That doesn't sound like Sheena to me.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow.
Conversations.
Okay, let's get my boy Jack. Let's get my boy Jack on there. My boy Jack McGraby, man. Jack wants to ask a question.
What's up, guys?
To Jalen.
What's up, Jalen?
There's my boy Jack.
Jalen, yo, Jalen, you remember me from the game when you gave me your gloves?
Let me see.
You remember me from the game when you gave me your gloves at MetLife at Hard Rock Stadium versus the Panthers?
Against the Panthers?
Yeah, when you were walking into the locker room, you gave me your gloves.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I was on the field. I'm like, yo, Jalen, come, give me your gloves, please. Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the way you play, man.
Jalen,
you're a great player.
I appreciate that.
Huh?
Appreciate that, my boy.
Thanks, Jalen. You're the best.
His brothers, Jalen, his brothers are awesome. His brother Ness is an agent, and his other brother,
book Jalen.
book Jalen for this. Joe. So it's good to see you, Jack, man. You were on the same line with your brothers, man, to do some great things.
How much do you love Jalen?
I love Jaden so much. He's the nicest player ever. Jalen, I'm the kid that had a catch with you in MetLife Stadium.
Okay, then. I was there. We played some ball.
Yeah.
Sign him up, Jalen.
Too.
You got role models out here.
Sign him up.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's cool right there. You know, go ahead, Andre.
Jalen, I got a good one for you, man. So his two brothers, they're stout. They're crazy Miami fans, and Jack is a crazy Miami Dolphins fan. So his brothers used to sneak in. Did they sneak in?
I don't know.
Snuck in down at old Joe Robbie Stadium, or old the stadium there where not the stadium now, but the stadium before that. And they used to get down on the field
and
chat it up with everybody. Like yeah, no, not the Orange Bowl, the other stadium after that. But he ended up talking to Marino, talked to the owner, he talked to everybody. And
they
Joe
dedicated.
Robbie Stadium. Oh, they were down there. They got down there all the time. And what else happened with them? My point is that these kids are good. Both of these guys and his brother Jack are gonna, because they just go for it. And they did.
That's the best way to be.
Jalen, one more thing. Check your DMs.
Check my DMs.
Yeah.
Down on live.
For sure.
DM,
200. Check your DMs, Jalen. I DM'd you a while ago.
Okay, for sure. I got you.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that you're talking about? I have no idea.
Oh, man.
I'm still trying to figure out how to text.
That's just hey Drew, that's just world now. This world is like, yo, man, I'm not gonna call you. Just check my DM.
No,
that's how you communicate now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys. I want to ask everybody a question. So Marquez, Andre, Drew, Jalen. I want to ask you guys this one question from Sheena. Do you guys have any superstitions or like traditions that you have to do before any game? And for those of you retired, you can say if you had some prior to.
I don't have any superstition that I do before any game. Besides, I call my dad after each game and we talk about the game. And then I call my best friend and we pray before the game. So those are probably the only two things that I do before and after every game.
One.
What about you, Jalen? Jalen, you have anything?
Nah, I really don't. Like for real, it kind of be like changing because you might play at 1 or you might play at 4, or you might have a late game. So I really don't really do nothing like before at all, for real.
Now, Drew, when you were with the boys, or any superstitions that you guys would do back in the day to get ready for a game or anything?
No, I don't. The other guys, everybody had their own little way of getting ready. But my superstition was the way I got dressed. Okay, I had to have the right sock on first, the left sock after that, the right leg in the pants, the left leg after that. The uniform had to fit a certain way, had to look a certain way, and stuff like that. But once you step on the field, the superstitions don't have anything to do with you having any success out there in the field. But if it helps you mentally to get through that, to that point, yeah. And sometimes, it seems ridiculous, but you still do it, okay? Because you don't want to mess up. You don't want to be the time I put the left foot in as opposed to the right. And then you say, oh man, no wonder I dropped the pass. It was the left foot. But it's different. It's different. You asked me earlier, guys, about the atmosphere at AT&T. I was there earlier. I'm now at my sports bar at DFW Airport. But the atmosphere there was, man, it was electric. But the problem is it was electric because the 49er fans were dominating the crowd. I mean, we had more red in that crowd than you would even imagine. The Cowboy fans were selling their tickets to those West Coast people because they like to pay big money for stuff. The prices out there in California. So they sold their tickets up, and man, we got more red in the stands than we have white. And this game was supposed to be a whiteout for the Dallas Cowboys, and it seems like it's a home game for the 49ers, as many fans that they got there.
To be fair, to be a guy that lives in the Metroplex, most of those people from California already live here. They have infiltrated Texas. They already live here.
You got that right.
Yeah. So what? Let me ask you, Marquez and Jalen. You guys playing in the NFL today, and you guys are still so young in your career, but you've had to play in some hostile environments. What's been the toughest stadium to play in the NFL for you guys? I'll start with you, Marquez. Where's been the toughest for you to play at? Even though you do play in Green Bay, which is tough for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Lambeau is probably the toughest place to play in for anybody because you got to come play in the cold, and I think we got the best fan base out there. But I think the loudest stadium that I've been a part of, or the most toughest one, was probably the NFC Championship game when we had to go out to San Francisco and play them in 2019. And they just beat us bad, so it was tough. But when we went out there and played them a second time, it wasn't the same thing. So it's hard to say what's the toughest place to play in, but I think Lambeau has to be, in that top list for anybody coming in there because we get loud and it's cold.
Amen.
I gotta go with Buffalo. Buffalo get rowdy.
Hey now.
It get packed and everything. Like the fans so close to where you sitting at, so caged in. Like it get loud. It get loud. No matter what the score is, you do something good, do something bad, it get loud.
Now, that's a real atmosphere up there. Andre knows all about it. Hey, by the way, we're going to do a trivia question. And that trivia question, in order for someone to win Academy Sports and Outdoors gift cards. But first, Kat, do we have some questions coming in the chat?
A few questions. I'm going to ask Jalen one question first, and then we're going to go to, I believe, Crystal. But Jalen, the people want to know your Waddle touchdown celebration. We got to know all about it. Just tell us how you came up with it. Tell us what inspired it. Maybe give us an example of it one more time in case somebody forgets.
So we in a training room and Christian Wilkins, I always get tape before him, and he always doing fun. He a funny dude, so he just just started doing what's called just trying to make fun of me and stuff, just trying to be funny. That was so he like, y'all were like, you should start doing it, or I forgot how exactly what exactly he had said or whatever. So I'm like, so they were trying to get me to do it for like 2-3 weeks. I'm like, man, I'm not doing it. And then I was just like, he run out there on field goal, and then we just started doing it. It just became a thing.
Sure, you don't want to give us an example for the people who haven't seen it.
For people who haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. Let's see it, buddy.
Drew wants to see it.
Who wants to see it? You got to do it, Jalen. You got to do it.
Yeah, let me see it. I used to have
Greatest
my little
receivers
thing
of
in
all
the end
time
zone.
want to see it.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
I love it.
Okay, all right.
Good.
Hey, Andre, what did you do when you got in the end zone?
I didn't do anything, man. The most I did was a spike. I ain't had no time to think about anything because we were gonna be out there in about 3 minutes anyway. I acted like, hey,
I used to
acted
just
like I've
spike
been there
it, you
before.
know. Yeah, I like to
That's
spike it, you know.
Nowadays,
and let it.
Nowadays these guys they for one end zone and run all the way down to the other end zone. I don't get that.
I
Jalen,
know.
can you tell me
And
why
then-
they do
and
that?
then they can't-
score when they run
and
all
then
the way
they're out-
down.
Then they're
Said
out
it.
for 2 plays the next
And they
series
out of-
because they're tired.
Yeah, they out of breath just to be on TV.
I know.
You're on
They kill
TV
me,
every
man.
time.
You know,
but
Andre.
I'm not gonna run.
You know, Andre, when we went deep, we hustled back to the huddle. We didn't go to the sideline. We didn't put our hand up. You know, now they do that, put that hand up. They go there for 2 plays. Next thing you know, punting the football. You're supposed to be out on the field. But we hustled back to the huddle. You know,
But
I know I did. I was
this
going
is
to,
a
hey,
game-
Andre, I'm going to let
This
Butch
is a
Johnson
game of
in there.
entertainment, man.
Honestly, I thought Drew.
This is Jalen knows this is a game.
Oh, that's a good
I,
route.
I honestly saw. I thought Drew, you actually did the hustle like Van McCoy style, like when you were playing. I thought you might have broken that out once in a while. But
No.
yeah.
I was cool. You know, I acted like I've been there before. You know,
There you
just
go.
like catching the ball over the middle and you get a first down. These guys come out and they point. Give me a break. You know what I do? I drop that ball on that defensive back and walk back to the huddle like I'm a bad man. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. And that pisses those DBs off more than anything. All that first
we
down.
live in a-
Act
we
like
live
you
in a
got
different
supposed
era.
to get a first down. You're a receiver. Catch the ball and get a first down. That's what you're supposed to do.
See, we
But
live in
then
a
walk
different
back to
era
the huddle
now.
like you a bad man. And that
Yeah, we live-
defensive back's looking at you like, man, that brother's crazy. Amen.
It's a different era now, Marquez.
I think for us, celebrations has become who we are, because the NFL has tried to limit us so much with what we can and can't do. You know, everything is a flag, everything is a fine, and so you got to find, you know, your identity, and it's hard to score touchdowns. You know, back in the day, y'all, it was a lot of cover one and stuff, and now you got guys triple team covering
Give
you
me a break, brother.
and all that
I
other
played
stuff.
6
And so-
years. I played 6 years with a defensive back can do anything to you down the field. Are you
You
kidding
know,
me?
You know, so
Are you
y'all played
kidding
a
me?
different
I can
different
run
era.
routes now in these defensive backs. Hood.
You know, so
Anyway.
you know, we in a
It's
different
all
era
good.
where
I'll set this up like this, the old
Marquez,
and the new, so we can go back and forth at each other. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Marquez, tell Aaron I want some yes apparel.
What'd he
Andre,
say?
say that again.
I said, I'm telling Marquez that I want some of that MBS apparel from.
From Aaron. Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna give him a call and say we need to make the Super Bowl run so then we can spread it out to the whole world.
You go.
You guys.
There you go.
Man, I gotta get some of that for sure.
Yeah.
Andre,
You guys are on.
hey Andre. A key to
Yes, sir.
success as a wide receiver is the quarterback you play with. You know, we both play with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
And so with that, you know, Marquez is with Aaron Rodgers, and you stay there. You ride that guy as long as he wants to ride with you. You know,
I ain't
I
gonna,
played with
I ain't gonna never
Starbuck. I
turn that down.
Starbuck for 8 seasons. 8 seasons with a Hall of Fame quarterback. And now that's what helped me get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So you get a good quarterback, and Jalen, I don't know what you're going to do down there in Miami, but you get a good quarterback, that makes a difference in your career. No question about that.
Oh, we got a keeper.
Oh, yeah. You got one.
Yeah. Well, no. Wait, you're
got-
talking about Tua. That's your boy from college as well.
Yeah, most definitely that.
Yeah, you guys were running the show in Alabama, and what has been the and by the way, we are about to get to the trivia question in 1 second, but really quick, what is that biggest transition for you going from Bama to Miami, which honestly probably shouldn't be that big of a transition considering what Bama is, correct?
Yeah, it wasn't that big. Like a lot of the workload was similar, so it wasn't like too different in that aspect of it. It's cool. It's different schemes, different coaching, so that was kind of a big thing.
Gotcha. Well, let's go ahead and do a trivia question, Kat, because I know we have a lot of people on the chat. Thank you guys for joining us as we try to cheer on this Cowboys squad. They're down 23-7 as the third quarter has come to an end. But let's go and do a trivia question. So we're going to do a trivia question right now for an Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card. So everyone, whenever I give you the options, go ahead and put your answer into the chat. So go ahead and put your answers into the chat. And earlier we had Super Bowl MVP Larry Brown on. So let's go ahead and ask a trivia question regarding Larry. Larry Brown's 2 interceptions in Super Bowl 30 set up 2 touchdowns by the same player. Who was it? A. Jay Novacek, B. Emmitt Smith, C. Michael Irvin, or D. Deion Sanders? A. Jay Novacek, B. Emmitt Smith, C. Michael Irvin, or D. Deion Sanders? Go ahead and put the answer right there in the chat. And we'll get a winner in 1 second from Kat as we are about to enter the fourth quarter. And Terrell Owens is momentarily going to be joining us for this chat, as well as Chris Canty, Orlando Scandrick, and Greg Russo as well. Drew, Andre, Marquez, Jalen, you guys have been absolutely fantastic for joining us today. And thank you guys so much. Last thoughts that you guys have about this game. I'm going to go and start with you, Andre. What did you want to say?
And again, you went in and out. Say it again.
Yeah, before I let you go, what are your final thoughts about this Cowboys Niners game and the way it's looking right now?
I just think the 49ers have to, and the Cowboys if you put it all on the bottom line, they're making more plays than the Cowboys are right now. And that's the difference. I don't know what it is as far as turnovers, because in the playoffs, turnovers are really important. They're important during the regular season, but in the playoffs, it definitely means winning or losing a game. But I just think the 49ers are making more plays when they're there than the Cowboys are.
And they're definitely doing that. And then, Drew, I wanted to get to you and Marquez and Jalen as well, but I believe there's someone else joining us, Terrell Owens. T.O., are you there?
Yes, Terrell, not Terrell.
Oh, Terrell, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah.
Good. What's happening?
Doing, man? You good?
What up, T? What's
Doing
happening?
Awesome. I'm good over here. How's it?
T.O. in the house.
Boo. What's up, everybody?
All right. It's all you. We about to jump off.
Doing good, man. Yeah. What you think of this game, man? What do you think of it?
It was as expected. I knew the Niners, they had a lot of momentum, especially going at the end of the year. I knew the Cowboys, their running game wasn't as strong or hasn't been as strong as years past. And they're riding their wave of using Deebo Samuel in a number of ways. And he's been really the difference maker. If you look at the last 4 or 5 games that he's played in the regular season into the playoffs, he's been pretty much the team's MVP.
Right.
Yeah, Sanford jumping out to that 23 lead. Terrell Owens joining us for the Hang, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. And tell you what, let's go ahead and get to the winner. Do we have a trivia question answer right now for us? Do we have a winner?
Sure do have a winner. So the answer to the question was Emmitt Smith. And the first person to type that in the chat was Dustin Freeman. So congratulations, Dustin. You got a $100 gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Super exciting.
Right
We'll
on.
get to you when this is over. Congratulations.
All right.
Or no. Yeah, we can just give you a good round of applause. That's perfect.
Good round of applause.
Oh, way to go, buddy. Way to call in.
Got those fast typing fingers, man, I tell you.
Oh,
That
everyone's
$100
jumping
will
in.
get you a pair of socks.
I think we actually have a couple more guys joining us right now. Orlando Scandrick, are you there, Orlando? What's that? Go ahead and hit the microphone button, and that'll unmute you, and we'll have Orlando jumping on as well. There you
I'm
go.
here. Can you hear me?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Watching this game.
Are you in shock as most Cowboy fans are right now? Really? You expected this?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why everybody is not. You figured everybody is shocked or surprised. I mean, they're just really not that good.
Penalty.
I mean, they're just not that good. Everybody has high hopes, and yeah, you can have the big stadium and all that glitz and glamour, but if you don't have a product to enhance that or add to that, then it's all for nothing.
You in shock, T? Terrell, you in shock? You in shock right now?
No. I picked up. No. I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with you. I picked the. I chose. I didn't really pick, but everybody's been asking me about like, who do I think is going to win because I played for both teams, and I said if I had to lean one way or the other, I'm going to say that the Niners, just based on what I've seen and that they passed the eye test. I'm not going off.
I'm over here.
Hype of preseason and. All this other stuff. I mean, you got to play 4 quarters, and I don't really think, like I said, they don't have a strong running game. I think if you look at, if you want to go tit for tat or you want to do like a tell of the tape, Niners, they're pretty much winning in every category.
I just think that the Niners are just more sound. I think Dallas comes with a lot of hope, and. Shit, you kind of riding off of what somebody else did, so they expect you to be what was happening, in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, pretty much. Oh, come on.
We have someone on that actually won a game last night. Greg Russo of the Buffalo Bills. Greg, how you doing, man? I'm good. Have you defrosted after that game last night?
You have to let them sub.
Yeah, it was cold out there. It was cold, but it was a really
when you sub, they get to sub.
Yeah, that was a brutal game. I know you being a guy from Florida, playing at Miami. Now you're Buffalo. I mean, that's a drastic change right there, my friend.
Yeah, it's a huge difference for sure. All the Miami games scorching hot. Like we had like oxygen on the sidelines, like ice packs, super cold towels, all that, and then here's like the exact opposite. Like I got to be like stuck by the heater at some points in the game. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's fun though. I love it up here.
Hey, welcome to Hang, Greg.
Hey, Tio.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Hang, Greg. You being here. Let me hear from you how the first time it was a full stadium for a playoff game in Buffalo. The last time was when I was there. And you take, regardless of the weather, was what, 4 degrees and minus 8?
Yeah,
what got you guys so hyped up? Yeah, what got you guys so hyped up that you went out The offense scored on 7 possessions, 7 touchdowns. That by Micah Hyde was incredible. Y'all just steamrolled the Patriots last night. So what was your feeling about that and going forward into the playoffs?
I mean, I feel like, in the playoffs, it's really one game at a time. Obviously, it's my first time around being a rookie, but it's one game at a time. That's going to be over with next week. You can't be thinking about it. But, it was a really fun game, fun experience. I feel like we just came together as a team, played complementary football, special teams, offense, defense, all 3 phases. We're just all firing at all cylinders. We just played a real aggressive brand of football, and hopefully we'll keep on doing that moving forward.
Looks like the Cowboys just got a field goal up on the board, so now it's 23. Oh my gosh, this game is just—it's unbelievable. T.O., you're watching this game, and you played in San Fran, you played in Dallas, and everyone talks about the culture of teams. What was the difference in culture between the 2 franchises when you played there?
I mean, around the time that again I was playing, I mean, they're kind of even, in terms of championships or what have you. With the Niners, they had that thought of kind of where the Cowboys are right now. They expect to be in the playoff and they expect championships. But it's something that you have to earn. You have to go out there and you have to get it. You can't hang your hat on. And I think this is what Orlando was alluding to earlier, is that you can't hang your hat on what happened to years prior. You know what I mean? This is a new generation, new style of play. The game is different, and you got to go out there and like I said, Jerry has provided them with all the bells and whistles of a new stadium, this and that and the other. You can hang the banners and of the championship that you've won in years past. I guess that's motivation. I guess that's good home decor, I guess you can say. But the Cowboys, again, they just haven't been able to really turn that corner. Every year it's the same. Okay, well, the Cowboys are going to win. They're going to be poised and they're going to win the championship. They may start out great, but it's not how you start; it's how you finish. With the Niners, again, like I said, that was one of the things that when I got there with that organization, it was a tradition to get to the Super Bowl. The same when I went to the Cowboys. You kind of hang your hat on that tradition of getting to the playoffs and actually ultimately winning it all. And they just haven't been able to do it. It's one thing to talk about it, but you got to go out there and you got to be about it at the same time.
You brought up Jerry's name, talking about Jerry Jones. I want to get both of your opinions. I want to get not only you, T.O., but also I want to start with Orlando Scandrick. When you're talking about Jerry Jones, do you believe he has the team's best interest at heart? Or does he think
100%?
100%?
100%. I think the issue comes in where, Mr. Jones got a lot on his plate. He's a great owner, trying to become he's a general manager, great businessman. But I think a lot of the time he's forced to listen to the opinions of others. So, when you're riding off the opinions of others and there's hidden agendas with others, then, you get some disconnect. And I think Dallas was one of the best organizations I've ever been around in life, whether it be any business. But, you do have some people in there with hidden agendas because of the fact that it is basically a mom and pop business. There's no minority owners. It's a family business, and it's a lot of family friends that work there. And I think Tara would agree with me. He was there, and he was there for a long enough time, and we overlapped, and we've had multiple conversations about it. Since neither one of us is there.
Yep. I would kind of I guess add to that. I think with some of what Orlando just kind of touched on, when I was there, as he said, I played there for 3 years. I was there from 06 to 09. And after that 09 season, I signed an extension. And a little bit of what also that he touched on was that, some people had, I guess, some different agendas or what have you. There was no reason why I probably shouldn't have, really retired or ended my career there at the Cowboys. And for whatever reason, I go into the off season, and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, they called my agent. I was living out in Florida at the time, and they said they wanted to meet with me. But prior to that, right after the season, Jerry Jones had asked me, had called me. This was right before the unveiling of Jerry's World. The next year, we were going to be playing in the big stadium, and he called me and asked me, as a veteran, and I took, I thought very highly of the fact that he was calling me, asking me, what do we need to do to get over the hump? And so I offered him my honest assessment of what we did, and I didn't throw anybody under the bus. I just felt like, me being a veteran, that was what, my 12th year in the league, 13th year in the league or something like that. And obviously, my input and what I had done 3 years there, that he would really value my input. And so I thought everything was good. And so fast forward to the conversation, the meeting that we had, I think maybe a couple of months after that, he called myself and my agent to Florida, to a hotel, and that's where I was cut. I was ultimately cut, surprisingly cut. So for me, nothing has ever been the same since '09. They haven't made any, have had any playoff wins, not to my knowledge. They've gotten there, but just haven't gotten.
No, we did. We did. We had a few, but we did. But I don't want to cut T off, but he kind of caught the end of. We had a hell of an offense, and we were getting younger on defense, and just man, I still hear to this day. Oh, Jason Witten came on the.
Somebody got to mute their mic. Somebody got to mute their mic.
I still hear. I seen some stuff yesterday, a few days ago with Skip. Like I had sources that said Jason Witten went on the practice field and challenged T.O. to a fight. I think that Terrell basically got scapegoated to make it so much more friendly for other people. But ultimately, the next year we ended up winning the division and winning a playoff game, and we could have really, really used him. And I think that he would have been instrumental to the following year. I believe we got Des Bryant, and I think he would have really been good with him and for him.
Exactly.
Yep.
And by the way,
yep.
Yeah. Go ahead, T.O. Go ahead.
So for me, it was very unfortunate. Again, if you look at, like I said, I'm not here to throw anybody on the bus, and I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said. Again, I do feel like I was the scapegoat for whatever happened. But you have a guy that's calling the game now, Tony Romo, Jason Witten, and Jason Garrett. I felt like those three went behind my back, and you asked about Jerry's, I guess, input of or assessment of what he's doing with the team to really better the organizations. I think those guys used me as a scapegoat to for their benefit, whatever that may have been. And if you've seen, like I said, nothing has ever been the same. They did the same. They did the same with Des Bryant. So it wasn't anything that I was just making up. Just for the sake of just some news or what have you. That's not what I'm about. I was in there to try to win and help win some games. I had one of my three of my best years playing with the Cowboys. So again, I honestly feel like if I would have been there, those 4 years with that extension, I think things would have been different. But that's all hindsight. But at the end of the day, like I said, I did the best that I could, and so I think now you see, what has happened and transpired over the years with the Cowboys. Everybody's always asked about who's calling the shots. Should Jerry be so involved? This and that. Is Stephen Jones running the show or what have you? And like I said, I don't have any ill will against him. But at the end of the day, I'm not surprised at how things are going for the Cowboys. All of it it boils down to how the team is managed. And you see what you see every year. It's always hopeful that they're going to get there, but this has obviously been the end result every year. If they get to the playoff, it's a one and done.
That's really good stuff from T.O. right there. Orlando Standrick here as well. Gregory Russo has joined us as well from the Buffalo Bills. Of course, Andre Reed from the Buffalo Bills as well, Hall of Fame. I mean, it's a packed house here for the virtual watch party on Hang, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, which, by the way, everyone join us in the chat. You see that Academy Sports and Outdoors little login, little logo that you click right there. Cowboys fans, get ready. Make sure you get your apparel. Of course, you can go to academy.com or click that little icon as well. Kat, do we have some questions coming into the chat?
We do. I'm going to give some folks an opportunity to come off of mute just for a quick second to ask you guys some questions. I think Jonathan Cobb had a quick question. Jonathan, do you want to come off mute and ask T.O. your question? If not, I can do it, but I wanted to give you the opportunity. Well, I'll give Jonathan another second.
That's what's up.
T.O., let me tell you, there have been so many questions in the chat for you. It's like unreal. I'm trying to copy and paste all of them so that we can get to them.
Oh, it's all good. I appreciate it. Shout out to was it Casher, Cash Sasser? Shout out to Cash Sasser on here. I'm reading some of the questions in the chat as well.
Yeah, there's so much
Sorry,
engagement.
I wasn't able to get on a little bit earlier. I was having some technical difficulties. Clearly, my iPhone is the software, the update. Yeah, so it was a little bit off. So.
Worries. Well, I wanted Jonathan to come on and ask the question himself, but
thanks so much for the shout out, T.O.
Cash
Well,
is happy, baby. You made his day.
Well, I think you had a question earlier for T.O. as well, but I can't see it in the chat anymore.
It was two, and it's funny questions, honestly. But no, since Antonio Brown made a spectacle, you ready to take that spot on the Buccaneers?
T.O., you've never made a spectacle. That's why we're asking.
Well, I've been keeping myself ready just in case. Like I said, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, no love lost. Like I said, I definitely feel I can go out there and definitely contribute, especially at the rate that the game is and how it's played now. I've always said, especially where I can offer a team now, definitely third down, and especially where the Cowboys are now is in the red zone.
T.O., big fan. Love
What's
you, man.
up, bro?
Big fan.
What's happening?
Been
What's
watching you my whole
happening?
life. You're my ultimate favorite player. Go, T.O.
Run it back,
Yeah.
touchdown. Woo!
Yeah. I see the Cowboys are making it a game. I think they're about to they just scored. So they kick this field goal, they'll be down a score. So they've made a game out of it. It's not over yet.
It looks like Dak just scored that one. So, yeah, it's like you said, they're making it a game finally. And make sure everyone mutes your mic. And Kat's going to get all of your questions lined up in the chat. Plus, we have more trivia questions coming up. Let me go ahead and go over to Greg Russo, over there with the Buffalo Bills defensive end, joining us on this hang.
Shout out to Cash Sasser.
Hey, Greg, what are you seeing from this Cowboys squad and the Niners squad? And how far do you think your team in Buffalo can actually go?
With this game, I'll start with them. Two solid teams, I haven't really played against a lot of NFC teams, but I can just tell by just like the 49ers always using that fullback number 44, that just like the brand of football they play is real physical, real old school, a lot of tradition behind both of those teams. So I feel like it was pretty cool to see these two teams matched up in a wild card round. So I'm enjoying the game for sure. And with our team, we're just taking it week by week, we know we're a solid team. We know our potential, but potential doesn't mean anything unless you go out there and actually, put the pedal to the metal and actually do something about it. So that's just our mindset, just going week by week. And like I said, it's playing complementary football on all three phases.
Earlier I had Marquez was on Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Packers. And, we didn't want to dive too much into it. But, with everything his quarterback has gone through with the vaccinations and COVID and everything, and you guys dealt with that as well with Cole Beasley and his stance on that. Has that caused any sort of a rift in the Bills locker room, or how do you guys treat that circus that's surrounding questions about vaccinations?
I mean, when it comes to people like Cole and people who don't get vaccinated or do, we see them all the same. You know, those are like my teammates at the end of the day. Like, we're all friends. We really don't even talk about it in the facility. We really don't care about none of that stuff. All we care about is, you know, how we can help the team, how we can be a good teammate, you know, like spending time on and off the field, like other than football. Like, really the vaccination, black, white, blue, purple, it really doesn't matter. We're all boys at the end of the day. We all get together. We all have fun. We all have a whole bunch of love for each other, I'd say. So we really don't let any of the off the field stuff ever get in the way.
You know, Cowboys aren't doing too well right now. Down to the Niners as the seconds start ticking away in this game. Orlando, before this game, you were actually tweeting about that Eagles loss and what happened. What happened to that Eagles squad? Was it just a bunch of talk from them? Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Oh, is Orlando there? Orlando Scandrick? I think Orlando dipped out. Oh, there you go.
No, I'm here. I'm not leaving.
No, I got you. You were tweeting earlier about that Eagles squad.
I was kind of wondering, why did they rest their starters last week, you know, and get 50 hung on them, and you know, and then they, for what?
Exactly. They didn't show up. Now, someone who apparently is going to show up is Andre. Andre, are you busting out the Bills helmet? Are you ready to get back on the field?
That's the new style, man. I think I could still go out there and run a quick out.
Greg, you think you still got it?
I think I'll go out there and run a quick out.
100%. 100%. Yep.
100%.
Yep.
100. Hey, Greg, these are the helmets you need. This one here is a sweet helmet, man, for next year. They need to bring this blue one out like that.
Blues are nice. Yeah, those are sick.
He said, does this make my forehead look big?
My forehead is big.
Hey, she took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, your head is big. With and without the head.
Oh man, good one. I love it. There's a lot of knowledge in that big head. Let me tell you.
There's a lot of knowledge there. Hey, Tio, let me ask you a question. You know, we got the wide receivers here, and we're talking. We had talked with Andre here, and then earlier we had on Jalen Waddle and some of the other guys. I'm curious, of all the guys that you played with in the NFL, who was that one quarterback? I mean, let's just say it. Who was your favorite? Who was your favorite QB to play with?
That I played with or against?
That you played with.
Oh man, my favorite was anybody that could get me the ball. When it really didn't matter. Honestly, I played with a number of quarterbacks. If you think about my career, how it started, where I came from, and you really kind of just analyze, kind of like just stack my statistics up with some of the great receivers that played the game, that had pretty much, I would say, their number one quarterback the entirety of their career. I didn't have the luxury of that. You know what I mean? You think about Jerry Rice, who went from, one Hall of Fame quarterback to another Hall of Fame quarterback, and Joe Montana, and then Steve Young. So I played a little bit. I played 3 years with Steve Young, and then I had a plethora of quarterbacks after that, from Tim Rattay, Gio Monty Kamazi, Tim Rattay, Jeff Garcia. I think I just mentioned Tim Rattay. And then I go to Philly, played with Donovan. I played with the Detmer brothers, Coy and Ty. I mean, I played with a number of guys. And then I go to Dallas. I played with Drew Bledsoe. I played with Tony Romo. So I think I saw it somewhere about a week or two ago. Somebody said I played with probably like 22 different quarterbacks, or maybe more than that. But I always said that if I would have had, a quarterback that I could have been there the entirety of my career, there's no telling what I could have done. So I've always, just played the best that I could and try to adjust my game to the different quarterbacks.
Oh,
Oh.
Third down.
I thought that.
Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
I thought that was a fumble. But he didn't catch it.
Incomplete
pass. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, incomplete.
That could have been. Ooh, that was a game right there.
Oh, that bounced off the curve. Oh, that could have been a game changer right there. Wow, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat, we're going to come to you for some chat questions, but I believe we have someone else joining us. Chris Canty. Chris Canty, are you there?
How y'all doing?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm on pins
What's
and
up,
needles
Chris?
right
How
now.
are you?
I'm on pins and needles right now watching my Cowboys, man. We need to stop right now. They got to come up with something.
Hey, you might as well get off those pins and needles, homeboy, and get you a pillow and get ready to go to sleep. Hey, they about to take an L.
Yeah, look, it's not looking good for the home team. And I said this coming into this week. The coach that's wearing the headset on the 49ers sideline is better than the one on the Cowboys sideline, even though I feel like our boys are the more talented team.
Right. Well, they got themselves in a bit of a pickle right now. It's 3rd and 12. They got to really convert, and it's under 5 minutes. So
It's the game.
Let's go.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a penalty. That's what I'm saying. Look.
Oh man.
How do you see
Oh, it's a flag.
Hey, look at
garbage, man. That's garbage.
First down.
There it is.
Hey,
Chris, what's good, man?
Hey, Canty.
Not the Cowboys right now. Not the Cowboys.
You left. Chris, I never even got to talk to you about you left. You only stayed there with me 1 year. You got on, man.
Listen.
Everybody, man. I went from having. I'm listening.
Scan.
We was
you can't
young
even
in
be
the
mad.
secondary.
You right. And I wanted to be there. But did you see the contract the Giants gave me on the ticker? I had to do it.
We was getting young in the secondary. We was getting young.
Hey, Canty. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier about some of the moves, the offseason moves and transactions that Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones were making. You know what I mean? Very, very questionable moves. Guys like yourself, me, got me up out of the organization, and they've been on a decline ever since. You know, that's not bad talking them, but I think
I'm gonna say this, and I say this all the time when I go on shows, on my own show.
Keep
when
crying.
I'm on TV.
Hey, y'all need to.
Dog.
They got Cowboy fans.
Dog, you were one of the best teammates I ever had, dog. One of the best teammates I ever had. You used to pay for us to get our massages and all of that stuff done. People don't realize the investment that you made, not only in yourself, but in your teammates, and you never got enough credit for that, dog. Never got enough credit for that. People always try to label you as a bad teammate, and nothing could be further from the truth.
He never paid for me. I want my money back from the rookie dinner.
No, you can't get that back. You can't get that back. No, first of all, dog, I was the last pick of the 4th round, and I had to pay something like $8,000 for my rookie dinner. Come on, man. You ain't getting that money back, man. You got off easy.
No, I paid $6,000.
So hold on. You was picked higher than me, and you paid less than me.
No, I wasn't. I was picked 5th round.
I was the last pick of the 4th round. Hi.
Okay.
Everybody gonna jump on.
Was jumping on now. By the way, this game is getting good. This game is getting really good.
Yeah, it is. Come on now.
And by the way, just a reminder.
Yeah.
Reminder to everyone that if you're on the hang, go ahead and mute your mic because I'm about to ask a trivia question, and the trivia question is good for an Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card. But you got to mute your mic, and then you're going to put your answer into the chat. So, Kat, are we ready to go?
Hey, game.
I'm ready when you are. Let's get
All right,
this
here we
question
go.
going.
All right, everyone listen up. Here's the trivia question. Put your answer in the chat for an Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card. In the movie Any Given Sunday, who plays number 82 wide receiver for the Miami Sharks? A, Drew Pearson. B, T.O. C, Andre Reed. Or D, Jamie Foxx? Put your answer into the chat. A, Drew Pearson. B, T.O. C, Andre Reed. Or D, Jamie Foxx?
I love
We'll
seeing
get a
the answers
winner
come
in
in.
1 second.
I love seeing the answers come in, Troy. Let me just tell you, because sometimes you don't even read the options, and people just guess all of the things. It's so fantastic.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I'm like, there's not even a G in there. What are you doing right there? So, hey, Chris, let me ask you. First of all, you said, how much did the Giants pay you to go there? You got a ring, so I think you're pretty happy with that. And second of all, when you're looking at this game, what's going on? What's wrong with this team for the Cowboys? Why can they not get on all 4 cylinders?
In situational football, especially on third down. And one of the things that I noticed in the last half of the season, they haven't been able to run the football with any consistency, especially when they need to. They're a much more explosive offense when they're a balanced attack. When they're one-dimensional, they're a lot easier to defend. The loss of Michael Gallup doesn't hurt things, but the lack of productivity in the run game, not being able to have that balance, limits you in terms of what you can do on the offensive end. It makes it easy for the 49ers defense. And the 49ers defense up front is really good against the run, but not having to have that extra guy in the box to slow down the run allows them to commit more defenders to the pass coverage.
It's almost like you talk
right
about
now, they in two. Yeah. Like right now, San Francisco's in 2 high safeties. They're not afraid of Dallas. Like they're in 2 high safeties. Now a lot of that is situational football, but still the Cowboys have 3 timeouts. It's not like they can't run the football. San Francisco's not afraid of them running the football. They're just not. They're not going to let them get behind them in the passing.
He said ankle, but he been holding his knee.
Yeah, the run game has not been good for the Cowboys for pretty much all season. It's been not as what everyone expected. Everyone expected Zeke to be the outstanding star, but Tony Pollard came in, a little change up. Hey, Kat, do we have a winner for the trivia question?
Go.
We sure do.
Okay.
And you know,
here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
I think my TV is slow because everybody's always so happy and I can't celebrate with everyone.
I'm the same way.
What did I miss though? Because I was too excited about trivia.
Big play from Dak Prescott to Dalton Schultz, moving the ball into plus territory. Let's go.
Oh, we love
Let's
that.
go.
Thank you, Chris, for my play-by-play.
Let's go. I got you. I'm not Tony Romo, but I got you though. I'm not Tony, but I got you.
I be on the channel. Sometimes they got them on there. They ain't got none of them up there. Get them.
Go ahead and mute your mic there, Kim.
Yeah, Kim, if you could go ahead and mute your mic, I do want to give out this this gift card to our good friend.
There we go.
Give me a minute. Hello.
Hi, Kim. How's it going?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
So fantastic. Thank you for joining. I hope you're having a good time celebrating.
I'm having a wonderful time. Thank you with everybody there. It's just perfect. Please,
we got so many greats. We got Orlando, we got Chris Canty, we got Andre Reed. I think we still have T.O., but I feel like
Hi. Everybody.
Guys, but I do want to make sure everybody go ahead and go on mute really quick. I want to give out this trivia gift card from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Jarrell, Curtis, my friend, you were the first one with the correct answer, so you win an Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card. Thank you again for participating. Jarrell, are you there? Are you able to come off?
I'm here.
Look at you. Okay, you came off this time.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got it.
I knew it was T.O. A T.O. jersey hanging in my closet with Jason Witten and Deion Sanders. So I'm representing.
You got it. Well, now you have this gift card and you can go get yourself some more apparel.
Apparently I need to update my wardrobe.
Fantastic.
All right. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Good job by you, and good job by everyone that's already won today. I feel like, Kat, even if you haven't won a gift card, you've won just by being a part of this. I mean, this is the stories and all you guys talking back and forth has been incredible. And now we have a fun game. Like before, I thought, wow, the clouds are coming in. It's getting a little depressing, and now everything is just really pushing in as the Cowboys are driving after that big throw to Dalton Schultz. Let me get to Orlando Scandrick on this one. What do you expect to see out of the Cowboys as they try to make this game-winning drive, or at least tying the game up in this drive? Oh, is Orlando there?
I see that he's still on. He may be muted.
Hey, I got a question for Greg Rousseau.
Yeah, go ahead, Andre.
Greg, have you played with anybody that's on the field here in the Cowboys San Francisco game?
Have I played with anybody? 49ers.
Yeah, in college. Have you played with anybody that's on the field?
Against her.
Nah,
against or with or?
I mean, Travis Benjamin on 49ers receiver, he went to UM, but it was before I went there. So, yeah.
I know. I didn't play with anybody on the field.
Hey, Greg, you got one of your teammates on the field rooting his brother on, right? Steph Diggs is down there, ain't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Trayvon.
Yeah, they showed him down there. He must have hopped on the PJ. You know they say they can't hide money. They can't hide money now.
Can't hide it.
I know there wasn't no guys leaving Buffalo going to Dallas this morning. Okay, that was the PJ. That was the PJ right there.
Had to be.
He rolled up in his Bentley.
Oh
man, why are there so many flags on the field? There's a flag every other play.
They got holding probably.
Nobody came to see the ref. Nobody came to see the refs. We didn't come to see y'all.
Hey, Chris, do you think that's become a more pressing issue over the years in the NFL? Too many flags.
I'll say this: the NFL makes too much money as a business not to have full-time officials. I understand they have centralized replay and they have the sky reps, but you make too much money. The NFL is an $18 billion business annually. Why aren't your officials full-time employees? With the emergence of gambling, sports betting in all of the states, you would think that they would want to do everything they can to protect the integrity of the game, and that would be making sure the officials get the calls on the field right in real time. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous they still use chains on the sideline. I'm like, why do we still have chains?
Game over.
You know?
Turn out the lights.
God.
The party's over.
Come on, man.
Hey, my TV's slow. You're ruining it.
I didn't see it.
Greg, you said yours is slow too.
Oh my God.
Gotta get better internet, Greg.
Right now.
Oh my goodness. If he would have, his ankle looked like it got stuck in the turf, so he couldn't plant.
It's not over. You got 3 timeouts. It's not over. You got 3 timeouts. You got to stop right here, though. You got to stop him. Got to stop him.
You don't get a ball to Debo. Oh, man.
They got to get a stop. First down ends the game. They got to stop him here. First down ends it.
They make it interesting. Oh.
Any of your receivers.
I tell you what, if the 49ers do it, Mike McCarthy is out of a job. The Dallas Cowboys will become the 9th coaching vacancy.
Hey, Chris, you think so that quick? They're going to get rid of McCarthy that quick.
Listen, Dre, I lived the movie when Jerry Jones hired Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator before he hired Wade Phillips as the head coach. How'd that work out for Wade Phillips? Kellen Moore is going to be a name that's involved in this hiring cycle. He's got interviews lined up. Dan Quinn has got interviews lined up. Jerry Jones is going to take a long, hard look at his head coaching situation and evaluate in-house options as well as what's in the marketplace. I honestly think with him coming out and saying championship or bust earlier this week, he put the bullseye, Mike McCarthy right there. And if he doesn't go on a long run, they're going to get rid of him. If they get ousted hosting a playoff game in the wild card round, he's going to get a new head coach.
Holding defense. Oh my gosh.
That's automatic
first down. Game over.
That's automatic first down. Game over.
That's automatic first.
That's it. That's it. Wow. Didn't even need to do that, though. You didn't need to do that. Just hit him. You didn't need to grab him.
Oh, Randy Gregory.
Play. You didn't need to do that.
Wow. Well, obviously he thought he needed to do it.
Let me ask you, Drado, think about it. 14 penalties today. Who's that on? That's on the players, but it's also on coaching. 14 penalties, and you had the most penalties on any team.
Who's the D coordinator?
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn. Yep.
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
Listen, Dan Quinn's bags are already packed. He's probably going to Denver, unless something happens to Pete Carroll over the next week, and he's going to Seattle. But he's already out the door. And you know what? Chris is right. I mean, this is going to put a lot of pressure on the actual employment of Mike McCarthy, because for the Cowboys, they know Dan Quinn's already out the door. Kellen Moore may be out the door, and if that's the case, you got to make a change now, and you may do it with the guy who's already on the sideline with Kellen Moore.
He's done it once before.
You think
he wouldn't do it again?
Chris, question. So if Dan Quinn goes, which I mean, do you think like a guy like Brian Flores would be a good fit for the Cowboys as a defensive coordinator?
I actually think that'd be a better fit for the Cowboys than Kellen Moore, and here's why. The Cowboys have Dak Prescott, who is a top 6 to 8 quarterback, depending on who you ask in NFL circles. Dak is a quarterback you can win a championship with. You're not trying to develop a quarterback. You're going to have to retool your offensive line. You're going to have to find some other running backs. But those things are doable for Will McClay, who they just signed to a contract extension. But what you want to do is continuing to develop the cornerstone pieces on the defensive side of the ball. You got Trayvon Young. You got Michael Parsons. You got Randy Gregory. You got some other veterans on that side. That's the side of the ball that's going to have to carry you while you retool your offense. That's why I think you need a
Brian Flores,
coach.
He's
very aggressive, but here's the thing I like about Brian Flores. He'll stand up to Jerry Jones when he needs to. And it's been a long time since Jerry had a head coach like that. When I was there, Bill Parcells was there. And Parcells didn't have a problem standing up to Jerry. I feel like Brian Flores has some similar traits when it comes to that kind of leadership.
Right. Man. They might get the ball back right here. They might get the ball back.
Might. Yeah. Look at the time coming down. There's a timeout right there.
They could run it down to 40 seconds. Run it down to 40 seconds and kick it.
Let me ask you guys. I want to start with Greg Russo. Watching this game right now, you've had tough losses before with Buffalo, and you had them in college as well. What are the players thinking right now? I mean, this the toughest loss, obviously, to end the season. But what do you think right now as a player?
Or Dallas or San Francisco?
Yeah, for you. For like, how do you put yourself in their shoes as players right now?
I'm thinking being the moment, because the game's not over till the fat lady sings. That's what I like to say to myself. So I'm gonna triple zeros, honestly. But it's really is hard to take the tough losses, especially those close games, those field goal losses, missed field goal, made field goal, or last minute touchdown. Like those are the worst. Those are really tough.
Oh man.
My worst loss was when I was playing for the Cowboys. We were 13-3, number 1 seed in the NFC. had the New York Giants rolling into town divisional round. Jerry Jones put the NFC Championship game tickets in our lockers before the game. We had thumped the Giants twice in the regular season, and we lost that game, and then the Giants end up winning the Super Bowl. That year, I want to say we had 14 or 15 Pro Bowlers, the most talented team I'd ever played on in my life, and we lost that game. Sick.
Sheesh.
Sick. Wow, Debo.
Oh, he might have.
Oh, he got it. First down. That's it.
That's a first down right there, wherever it be.
Ball game. That's first down. Ball game.
What a sweep.
Debo.
What a fight.
He might depends on.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs got Debo. Trayvon Diggs got Debo. Got Debo. That's first down.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Greg.
Even if it's not a first down, they're going for it.
Did you have a nickname in college? Like for when you
Groot.
played?
Some of my teammates, they called me Groot, like the Marvel character, Tarantula, whole bunch of I had a whole bunch of nicknames. Money, all that stuff.
They called me Stretch.
They called it Groot. They called it Groot.
My coach called me Inspector Gadget, a whole bunch of stuff. My teammates are funny. You know how Miami is. So, yeah.
Wow, Groot, man.
Groot.
That's
funny.
That's a Buffalo.
That's funny.
Yeah, that one kind of stuck the most out of all of them.
Groot
That's pretty
did?
funny. That's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Oh,
That's
man.
pretty funny.
Oh, look at the 49er dudes, bro. Ooh. I think he's maybe like an inch over it or an inch short.
But they going for it, though. I would go for it. Fourth down, go for it. Why punt it? It doesn't make any sense to punt it. You get the first down, the game is over. Quarterback sneak, make them stop it.
Yeah. Do they have any timeouts, Dallas?
No. San Francisco
Zero
can take it
timeouts?
down. Yeah, I think San Francisco can take it down in 40 seconds.
His knee goes down at right. Oh, he's short then. Ooh, where the ball is.
He might be short. He might be a half yard short, which
It's
would
a
make an
spot.
interesting decision.
It's a spot.
Yeah, that's a close one. That's a close
let me
one.
tell you what. Let me tell you what I'm not going to do is kick a 55-yard field goal. So that's out. I'm not going to punt it from my own 37, 38. So I mean, I think the only decision that you got is to go for it.
Yeah,
if it's
you're
fourth
not
down for San Francisco, you're going for it. You're going
It's
for
less
it.
than an inch. It's
Yeah, you're going for it.
If you go for it, who gets the ball?
49ers.
If they go for it, San Francisco wins this game. They're gonna run it out the clock. I think they convert.
But you just give to Debo? Is that what you're thinking?
No, Jimmy G. I'm not taking the
just
ball into
give
the
it?
backfield. I'm quarterback sneak.
Quarterback
Wins
sneak.
blocking, blast
Sneak.
it, quarterback sneak. Quarterback sneak.
You only need this. You only need about that much.
Yeah, I'm quarterback sneak. He'll fall forward.
Well, Joe Judge said not to do that because you're now on your 3-yard line. So you can't do a quarterback sneak. Dude.
Yeah. Well, how did that work out? How did that work out for Joe Judge?
Exactly.
How did
Like
that
Joe
work
Judge
out
doesn't have a job right now, so yeah.
Right? Joe Judge is filling out that resume.
Whew. That
Yeah,
was
it can't. I will say this: the Giants might have
T.O. still on?
the Giants might have one of the worst coaching vacancy jobs in all the NFL. It might be one of the worst jobs in the NFL.
That's right.
It might be. And I love the Giants. I want to see more with the Giants. It might be.
Andre.
Yeah,
I think
don't
that was
think
you.
T.O.'s
Yeah.
T.O.
Yeah,
and Orlando,
T.O.
I think. I think T.O. left and Orlando went to throw up. Because that's exactly what I'm
yeah. Fourth down now. Fourth down.
Fourth
down. Man.
Isn't that something? Hey, Chris, isn't that something? Your season comes down to 1 minute.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Like 1 minute left in the game. Like
wow,
season's over.
That is close. That is close. That's close.
Ooh, I said that much. That's what I'll go like that. That's it.
Close. Quarterback sneak.
God.
Quarterback sneak.
Yeah. If Shanahan has a team that can make that much, then they shouldn't be out there in the first place.
Yeah,
They
agreed.
shouldn't even be out there.
Agreed.
If they can't make a half an inch or that an inch, they shouldn't even be out there. You can fall that way.
Dude.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at on his wrist?
I'm right. You don't need to look
When?
at no play calls. This ain't complicated. You're right.
You know, what are you looking at?
What play?
Hey, all the Dallas fans are crying in the stands. Just want y'all to know that they put 2 people out there already. They was balling.
Hey, Andre, do you think the 49ers winning this game changes how people see Jimmy G this offseason? Because he's out of there after this. He's out of there this offseason. Do you think him winning this game changes
Who, Jimmy
how people
Garoppolo?
look at him? Yeah, Garoppolo. Garoppolo.
No,
Does
I don't
it
think
change how people see him.
No, I don't think that. I don't think the management's gonna get like that.
You think he's gonna be the quarterback for the 49ers next year?
Yeah.
You think he's the starter for San Francisco next year? Wow.
I think he's a starter. Because
Okay.
I think they're thinking Trey Lance he needs a little bit more.
Okay.
Because he's gonna play. Trey Lance is gonna play.
Yeah.
He's gonna play.
Yeah, they traded 3 first-round picks for him, so he's gonna be the guy.
Yeah. He's gonna play. He's gonna have to play. But he played this year a little bit. Garoppolo out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's gonna be the man. He's gonna be the man there. Man, why is it taking this long? Oh, they run it down the clock.
Yep. Here comes the hard count.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hard count.
Hard count. Try to get them to jump. That would be.
But they can't take another timeout though. That's the trick with hard counting now. You can't take another timeout.
If the Bills fans cried last night, they would be crying icicles. Hey, Chris, what's the coldest game you ever played in?
Coldest game I ever played in was Pittsburgh 2008, Heinz Field. It was like 20 degrees, so like I played in games that were colder, but the wind chill was like 5. So I had played in like 10 to 15 degree games, but the wind chill in that game was like 5. So it was freezing cold. Like the water bottle.
20 degrees.
That's it, ball game. Oh, flag. There's a flag.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
On the flag for. Did they get the receiver moving?
False start. Wow. Wow. Trent Williams.
Oh. Now they got to kick. What do they do now? Kick it?
Oh, they can't kick. They got to.
He didn't let him get set.
They got to punt.
He didn't let him get.
They have to punt. They
got to punt that.
They got to punt it.
Make them go the whole.
Woo! Chris, you can't react to the next play because we're all behind you.
My man.
You're killing me. You're killing me here.
They need to fire. Hey, they need to fire the offensive coordinator for that stuff. Doing that. Leave them on the one side. What are you bringing them way over there for? That was a dumb call.
Oh, was that on Trent
Wow.
Williams?
30 seconds to go 70 and 80 yards. 30 seconds to go 80 yards.
They had that's 3 chances the Cowboys only had in the last 5 minutes, 6 minutes. They had an interception.
So, Andre, in this situation, you thinking 2 completions to get to Hail Mary range? Is that it?
Yeah, you gotta definitely go towards the sideline. You can't go in the middle of the field because That's another 5 seconds in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Nice.
Wild.
Nice. Shush. Hurt. Oh, hurt. He's hurt. Oh no.
Yes, Darian got hurt.
Hurt.
Delayed. We don't know yet. Or at least I don't know yet. Oh man.
I think you've officially caught up to Chris's now.
Yeah. You just caught up?
I'm gonna put myself on mute so I don't spoil it for the rest of us.
Fine. Oh. Oh, nice.
You just hit him on the knee.
There goes. Damn.
Watch the Cowboys, man. What are they doing?
Oh my God. He's trying to get back out there? Oh Lord.
Bad call.
By the way, this is like the best way to watch this kind of game right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. It's crazy.
Like, Hang Academy Outdoors, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, man. This is like fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Why did they move Trent Williams over to the other side? That was the dumbest thing. And then he wasn't even set.
Great question for Kyle Shanahan. That's another good play call. They are marching this ball down here. This is crazy. This is crazy. They got 2, maybe 3 cracks at the end zone now. This is insane.
Somebody for the 49ers might get fired. Somebody for the 49ers will get fired after this at the Cowboys.
And I don't want it to happen, but DeMeco Ryans is the DC. I don't want him to get fired, but he might. This is ridiculous.
Oh,
this is ridiculous. Do they have 12 men on the field? 12 men?
Oh!
Wow, that was close. That was close.
Penalty.
That was close.
You got a timeout. Oh man, they are just 49ers imploded this.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad ball.
Somebody's getting.
Is
that DeMeco?
Yeah, DeMeco Ryans. Yeah.
Is that DeMeco Ryans?
Yeah.
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 They got 2 plays. That's it.
Oh man.
This is just 2.
Keeping everything in front of them. That's what they're trying to do. And
yeah,
I got the sideline. Look how close they are to the sidelines. You leave the middle of the field open though.
They're gonna clock it. They're gonna clock it. Oh, game over. Wow. Mike McCarthy's gonna get fired. That's a terrible call.
Game
over. That is a terrible call. That is a terrible call.
Hey, did you see the
Why
ref
would
run
you
into
call
him?
that play? Why would you call that play?
What?
That is the worst. Mike McCarthy deserves to be fired. I got to tweet it now. He deserves to be fired.
That's the game. Oh! Look at him. Hey, look at the ref sprinting in. Look at him sprinting in.
He's scared of the feedback.
Hey, 49er dudes. 49er guys would have been fired. They lost that game. Watch the ref. Oh! That was it. Hey, y'all. Their whole season came.
Why did they call that play? Who called that play?
I don't know, but when McCarthy heard that come through the headset, he should have said, "No, we're not doing that. That's a terrible."
Right, that was just stupid. That's somebody who don't care about their job.
And hey, the ref hit the quarterback, hit Dak. Oh man. Hey, you guys! I just want to thank all you guys for coming on, man. Thanks for joining Hang. Thanks for having a good time. Appreciate everybody.
Wow. Hey, Cat. Yeah, hey, Cat, I just want to make sure I'm not allowed to curse. Is that correct? I just want to make sure. That's still
Yes, this is a family-friendly program.
family friendly. Okay, because I'm this close to going full Def Comedy Jam right now. Wow. That is
crazy.
Thank you, Chris. Hey,
Yeah.
Chris, thank you for your insight. And Greg, thanks for coming on. I know you're a little probably tired from last night, but thank you guys for coming on and enjoying the time we had together, man, talking football. That's really what Hang's about. Hang's about having a good time talking football like you're in your living room, which most of us are. And I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey,
Andre, thanks for having me. And Greg, best of luck the rest of the way, man.
Go Cowboys!
Thank you. Nice to meet you, by the way. Appreciate it, Chris.
For sure.
Go Bills! Go Bills, baby!
Hey, thank you guys for joining us. And by the way, to everyone else that's in the chat and everyone that stayed through this incredible game that didn't really have the kind of finish we wanted. Hey, thank you guys. This has been one hell of an afternoon of football, and especially this virtual watch party brought to you by Hang and Academy Sports and Outdoors. Don't forget the website, by the way, letshang.live. Once again, letshang.live. There's going to be more upcoming hangs happening in the future with more Hall of Famers and active NFL players. And honestly, you never know what's going to happen, especially with a game like that and a call like that. My God, what is he thinking? Breath. Relax a little bit. Hey, Chris, thank you. You've been outstanding. Greg, continued success. I can't cheer for the Bills as a Cowboys fan, so I'll cheer for you.
Thank you.
I will do that. And Kat, unbelievable job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Troy, for co-hosting with me, however we want to call it. I am still a little befuddled by what just happened at the end of this game. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody who asked questions in the chat, everybody who was watching on Facebook and Twitch and everywhere else. This has been a lot of fun. So you guys make sure you look out for the next hang, and we'll be doing this all over again.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for having me. And once again, check out that website, letshang.live for future events. Okay.